game. I mean, it's the same game we've played for a long time, but it's a new story to be told, a new world and a new universe. One that has been changed somewhat from the last time we've been playing in these scenarios for some time. And I'm looking forward to seeing each and every one of these characters and figuring out who they are and what drives them and what motivates them and all that kind of stuff. And hopefully the audience can hear us all okay. And I didn't make mistakes. Um,
I mean, Nora responded to always weird, which is good, but also they could be spectacular at reading lips.
That's
So
true. It's true. Just lip
They are usually
reading.
good though at telling.
Okay, good. So, this is the brand new thing. This is the thingy-bob. We're gonna go around the table here tonight and discuss who we are, who we're playing, and what we're looking forward to in the game before we get started. And it's been a while. It's been some time. It's been months and months and months, and hopefully not everybody out there has just completely forgotten us and we haven't drifted off into oblivion.
Who are
but
you?
yeah, you shut up.
Where am I?
You're no. That's enough.
We don't
Okay.
need existential crises
No,
right now.
no crises. That's all I lived for recently.
I said
Apparently,
existential crises.
those two.
Well, I tried.
All right. So, as in true chaos fashion, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna make a D6 roll. You can see it there in our little roll bar. We actually need to make that roll bar slightly bigger. Come to think of it, and then we'll see who's gonna go first. First off is going to be zoop, number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is Sinan. Sinan, you're up first. Who are you? Who you're playing? And give us some hints about.
I don't believe you.
About the character. It's what happened.
I'm not the fifth one. I don't believe you. You're lying. You're trying to.
I didn't lie about anything.
Fine. Who am I? Who am I playing? Hello, everyone. My name is Sinan, and I'm playing this weirdo. Whose name I just forgot. That is not a good beginning.
Tagi.
Tagi, right? That. Who's a orc aether mage who loves fear and has a little fear show that I'm excited to explore. I feel like I normally say more than this. It feels very uncharacteristic of me to not ramble, but now I am rambling. So there you go. I'm back now. Yeah, I'm a weird little aether mage who's an orc who's very puny and therefore decided to read book instead and then turned into this.
Puny orc, read
Also,
book, turns
my
this.
sister
Got it.
is there somewhere. I don't know.
Above
Your sister is
in
out
the-
there?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Yes, directly
You got a
above
fucking
you.
cane? I love you so much.
So from there, I guess we'll just go counterclockwise. So Ribort, Rob, you're up next.
That's me. I'm Robbie Rolling. I'm Robbie Rolling. I'll be playing Report, everyone's favorite frog backstage special effects crew member.
Sorry,
At
this is
Blind and
really,
Stageplex.
really unrelated, but that shirt plus your long hair gives me like medieval times night vibes, and I just want to point out that you look like you belong in medieval times.
Huzzah!
theatrical
I
show.
wasn't gonna say anything because I don't want to make like Robbie and my relationship super awkward, but it's kind of like a hot look.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah. So
Oh, okay, cool.
See, here's the thing though, is now that you've said that, he's going to consistently wear that shirt because that's what happened when
Well-
someone told him he looked good in a Hawaiian shirt. Is that became his thing?
No, it wasn't.
I'm
Actually,
okay
it was
with that,
actually
though.
completely unrelated to Hawaiian. Hawaiian shirts was all me.
Well, it was like a
Um,
button-up shirt, right?
Yeah.
So now he's gonna wear that forever, and that's okay.
well,
I'm
this is-
not
It's
complaining.
his costume.
This is
I was gonna say
this
there's
is my
worse things
report.
to wear.
This is my report top. But anyway, yes, I am an alchemist. I'm a
Sorry,
Metz
Ribort is a
kobold.
top.
Say again.
Nothing.
So
I heard it.
I mean, yeah, I love to be up high. That's all. That's what Metz kobolds are all about. We're frog kobolds that like learning how to fly despite never having the actual capability to fly. And I also know how to make controlled explosions and special effects. That's me.
That you do. Our explosive special effects expert that stays in the sky and whatnot. Bungie, you're up next, Shannon.
Okay. Yeah, I'm Bungie. Well, I'm Shannon, and I'm playing Bungie. Bungie is a Baji, but is not a Baji, is a Skiffa goblin, which is Baji related. And I'm
A
a
different
Luminaire.
sort of
Yeah.
goblin.
Bungie is the star of the show. She is the best at many things. Super gorgeous, beautiful, amazing in every way. One up on Mary Poppins, who is practically perfect in every way. Bungie is perfect in every way. Yeah, she's not obnoxious at all and super easy to be around and work with. And I think I have a crow, but I haven't quite figured out if that's actually what Ty gave me. So we'll see.
I
And
did.
then-
Well, yeah. You have a crow. It's a crow. You're right.
I bought it.
And Rob, for some reason, your character sheet is not working right, so I will have to fix that at another point in the future. I apologize.
All 20s.
It seems
So-
like everybody else's sheets are working fine, and yours is
I'm
the
the
only
problem
broken
child.
one.
It's all good.
You're the problem. It's you.
Yeah.
You are the
Hi.
problem.
I'm trying to figure
Also-
out, is it a crow that we have is it like the type of bird that we are concerned with it being, or is this a figment of your imagination? Like it could be a crow is really messing with my brain.
Okay. Yeah. So no. So I bought it. So I'm really hoping. Like I spent 100 silver.
Gotcha.
On
So
it.
it's like when you buy like a brown a brown toy dog and it turns out to be dyed kind of a situation.
Right. Like it's
Okay.
a rabid possum. I don't know. But also, I wanted to make sure that I also told you that you also look very hot in the outfit that you are wearing, Anna. So I just want to make a full roundabout, on that.
I
So,
would flip my hair, but I don't have any to do so.
speaking of you,
You already said.
Anna and Tio.
It's Teo. Thank
Teo,
you.
sorry.
Yeah, I'm Anna. I go by Senka Cosplays on the internet. I play Teo, who is Taghi's older sister, and the muscly one of the group, because I've been scarred by previous games where we didn't have anyone with strength or tough. And that's that's that.
It's true. That has been a common occurrence for I think a
He
few
like
seasons.
strength dump stats for whatever reason, and I said no more.
How many failed? We can't climb this.
be
We can't
fair-
lift this. We can't throw this.
Z was also the strongest one, so
Which was
I-
also
can
sad.
I not? Can I not turn into dust this game? Can that be a request? Can
No
I not
promises.
turn into dust. Okay, I thought I'd try.
All right. And speaking of dust, I don't know.
Dust?
Fairy dust. You were a shining, beautiful light. We do believe we can fly.
There we go.
Stop
there we go.
looking at me like that.
Everybody clap. Everybody clap.
Everybody clap. Ranrod and Gwen.
Hello, everybody. I'm Gwen, also known as McSherry. I am playing Aaron Road, who is a shorn Brewster and runs the concession stand at this place. She also might just mess around with time from time to time, so we'll see how much fun we have with that.
It'll be interesting to see what you do. And being a Brewster, what type of crazy events occur with all of your random concoctions. I'm sure that will never show up in any weird way ever.
I mean, if somebody happens to sip what I think I'm going to call circus punch going on, they get what they deserve.
And
It's
then
just Everclear and Four Loco. That's it.
Damn
Ever
straight.
Clear and Four Loco.
With a Mad Dog 2020 chaser.
And then we
Oh,
have
and then like squeeze in just a little bit of like the crystal light, and
Yeah.
that's what gives it the flavor.
they got
The
that like four.
raspberry iced tea crystal light.
They
Oh,
have
yeah.
that
Good
Four
call.
Loco pregame now apparently, which is just horrible. I've heard.
Isn't
free
Four Loco
gaming is-
just a pregame? Yeah.
Yeah.
But
pretty
now they're
much.
actually marketing that they also have a pregame, and Four
Well, maybe
Logo's
that's
the main
self-awareness.
game.
No, usually you see. I explained this to you before. Pre-gaming is when you drink before you go to a bar because you're poor.
Or you just really want to get extra intoxicated and know the bar will cut you off.
But you just drink all the Four Locos, and
We
you're
grew
all
up in
set,
the
right?
country, girl. They don't they cut you
Oh,
off
see,
when
I-
you're
When
like,
you're passed
in your
out on
own
the
vomit.
floor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
All right. Speaking of passed out on the floor, Omniscient Ori and Steven.
Hello, I am Steven, the Deviant Devil. I am playing the omniscient Ori. He is he is either the greatest fortune teller and tell your future and illusionist of all time, or he's just manipulating mind magic and making you see the future he wants to. He has a little of both. I guess we'll pick and choose. All for the profit of my fellow circus folk, of course.
Of course.
Hmm.
Well,
Gotta look out for my peeps.
that was everybody around the table. So now that we know who you are, we will start getting to a point to play. I would like everybody to be here, of course. Looking
You
at
can't always
you,
get what you want.
Sanan, just missing, just walks away from the
He
game.
said he
right
had
at
to
that-
poop.
Yeah, he
I guess
did.
that's true. He
Yeah.
did. He
Well, I
did
mean, he
mention
said,
that.
"I gotta take a shit," is what I heard.
I
but
think he had enough
censored it.
time to lean out the
For all you
window
people.
and let it go. He's also
How,
muted.
how,
Let it
how am
go.
I gonna be the master of fear if I don't give you the fear of me losing a player mid game? You know, it's like the worst thing that can happen.
Fear.
Yeah,
There you
you're
go.
going for a
Already in the
full-on,
character.
you know.
Yeah.
You're also the master of fear if you're shitting out your window in New York, like Ty said. So
They have bathrooms in New York.
If you
I
say
mean,
so.
it's just a throwback, you know? There was a time.
Exactly, old school.
No, that's why they invented toilets, so you don't have.
So you
Oh,
don't have
right.
to just go right out, throw back right
Who
out
could
the
you
window.
even
That's it.
imagine? Oh,
Oh yeah, you have to bring an umbrella
They-
everywhere you walk.
No, it was polite to call before you, like you would say like incoming or whatever. There was
Lord!
actually a phrase.
But you
yes.
know,
Yeah,
you
Like,
know.
you weren't
Of course
just
it
like
is.
throwing your piss out the window. There was some polite
that was-
society.
and
Little
that was-
decorum.
And that was to go with the throwback called a hollaback.
Ah,
Hollaback.
the hollaback.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm
Ain't no
absolutely
hollaback,
certain that there
girl.
was a situation where you didn't like somebody on the street and you just wouldn't give them warning and be like, "Oops, I'm sorry, I forgot to
I would
holla
aim.
back."
Like all
even
elected
lying.
officials, basically.
All of the officials.
I'm sorry,
Oh,
I
the poor
forgot to
powdered
holla
wig.
back. It's a great statement.
New merch.
Okay, everybody. So we are here. We are here tonight to perform and to play and to have a good time here on Cirque Noir. So without further ado, I suppose we shall just jump into this game then.
We're all seated, so it's hard to jump.
Well, might as well jump. Hey, no, fine. Let me make
Bold
sure
of
I
you to
have.
assume at all 7 people here are
Stop.
all wearing pants.
I don't care.
I'm
I
wearing-
did just shit out his window. So
Yeah, of
probably
course.
not.
He had to be ready for it. Okay.
There's that like little butt flap, you know, the when you like unbutton the bump flap like on long johns. And then
We
you
should
just-
all wear those.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
So this game currently takes place on the world of Albion. I will be making lots and lots of Avalon. Excuse me, on the world of Avalon. I'll be making lots of maps and stuff to actually give ideas of where the circus will be traveling to. This follows a group of performers by day and possibly something else by night. The circus, Cirque Noir, is well respected in the communities in which it travels. It leaves behind a reputation, a positive one, where people have had a fun and joyous occasion where they've been excited and titillated and they've been surprised and they've been scared and they've been overjoyed. And ultimately, in the world that we live in, sometimes the dark needs to be pushed back by the light of the circus. And the various lights they have are currently situated over the city of Elion. As our view flies over this city, Elion is west of the massive airship trade center of Lannion, a relatively huge port city, but this one's a little situated off to the side, just a few measly tens of miles away. And we see the cobbled streets of Elion alight with flyers and sparking sticks, glowing in various hues and colors, a celebration of some kind within the city. The folk moving about the streets, between the aether lights hanging aloft on standing poles, are humming with excitement themselves. The circus is in town! Moving through the city center and to the edge, we see auto carriages, throngs of travelers, and the peacekeepers themselves directing the traffic on the huge tent city at the edge of town. Magical devices are scattered throughout the central grounds of this circus as we start moving beyond the exterior, with glowing orbs floating above vendors' carts. The air is thick with the scent of roasted chestnuts, candy, cotton candy, and various other wonderful libations. The sounds of street musicians playing jolly tunes entertain the passers-by. As we continue our visual journey, we finally have our sight come to rest on a sign outside a large central tent, reading Cirque Noir in bold, elegant letters, with an image of a dark, mysterious figure in a top hat and tails. The tent itself is decorated with a shimmering black and gold fabric. The sound of faint music and laughter can be heard from within. The scene now cuts to the interior of the massive tent, with seating in concentric circles raised for viewing the events in the center of the tent, the arena. And of course, the tent itself is filled with folk from all walks of life. Near the front of the seating, we see a cadre of noble servants assisting the lord of the city, Ronald Rawl, preparing a word for the city folk, taking their seats and getting ready for the show. Lord Rawl's speaker steps forward and states, "Good evening, good citizens of Velian. Our Lord Rawl has provided this entertainment to you as part of his graciousness and joy at your recent achievements in the development of the Westersand mines. Let it not be said that Lord Rawl is a gracious and appreciative lord." And the audience, kind of confused for a second at the wording, then breaks into a loud cheer. And the speakers before Lord Rawl start shushing the folk. Preparing a word, the Lord himself stands up. Thank you. I've heard great things about this circus, and I hope that the joy you gain from tonight's events will carry you forward continuously. It will make you happy with the outstanding achievements you have provided this city. Hopefully these events, this joy will carry forward long into the future. So have fun, be well, don't drink too much this evening. We wouldn't want our wonderful guests thinking us barbarians, after all. The crowd cheers again. And a gracious, "Thanks be to Lord Roll," comes from somewhere in the audience. After taking their seat, the sound of drums and light music begins to spread. As the view shifts once more to the center of the arena, we see the circus master standing there himself, Lorne Laurent. Lorne stands with a commanding presence, dressed in a red and black top hat, blue velvet coat with tails, and a green satin shirt with pink bow tie, a cane in hand. He addresses the audience with his commanding voice, captivating their attention and setting the stage for the night's festivities. "Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cirque Noir, the most enchanting circus in all the land. I am Lorne, your ringmaster for the evening. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to this magical realm of wonder and mystery. Here you will witness the impossible made possible, the extraordinary made ordinary, and the mundane transformed into the sublime." As he speaks, the energy in the air crackles with illuminating lightning, and sparks begin drifting down from the roof to the tent, bathing the juggling and dancing performers nearby in an unearthly glow. You will marvel at the acrobats who will defy gravity and perform daring feats that will leave you breathless. You will be mesmerized by the contortionists who will bend their bodies in ways that seem impossible. You will laugh until your sides ache at the antics of our hilarious clowns and be mystified by the illusions of our talented magicians. He pauses for a moment, allowing the excitement to build before continuing. But that's not all, my friends. We have much more in store for you tonight. Our jugglers will dazzle you with their precision and skill. Our aerialist will soar high above you, and our strong folk will prove that anything is possible with strength and determination. So sit back, don't get too relaxed, and be ready to witness the greatest show you have ever seen. Let the show begin! As he finishes, the audience erupts into applause, their excitement palpable. The magic in the air is electric, and Lorne basks in the energy of the crowd. Suddenly, we find our view shifting to the rafters, where Ribort is currently working his magic, having set up the electric sparks and fireworks and whatnot. His tiny crew of individuals kind of bounding between all of the catwalk edges and moving between various devices situated all around the upper reaches of the tent, hidden in the dark, away from view. Lighting makes it very difficult to spot them up there, and they have to be careful. Ribort, you're getting prepped for the next section. What is it that you're doing at the moment?
Well, first, of course, I take back my recorder, which was the voice that shouted out 3 cheers for Lord Rawl in the audience. Part of the contract, just got to get it done. And then I go and make sure. How much is the lighting in this like machinery versus alchemical versus magical?
It's a great deal of alchemy and machinery put together. So your main engineer is commonly helping to create new inventions for the circus, of course. And he's got a series of automated spotlights that you can set timers for that can move around and things. And there's even a small control panel located nearby. The wiring, of course, not strong enough to give you a whole lot of distance on this. You can't do it from downstairs, as an example.
Of
But
course
yeah,
not.
so this is a lattice work of catwalks, by the way. They are only like a foot and a half wide. They're barely stretched and kind of wiggle between the edges of this tent because it's not super solid up here. So
Standard catwalk, it sounds
yeah,
like.
yeah, standard catwalk.
Yeah, it just the absolute most ridiculous working situation, and we're perfectly comfortable. Honestly, I feel like we see them just like hanging upside down, like adjusting a light just barely as he's like trying to make sure this thing works and like adjusting it, and then just um pulls out what looks to be so it has like a bag on their back with what looks like basically like a small like almost turtle shell metal plate, takes just the metal plate off, and a zip line shoots out of the middle of it and swings across the whole tent to go fix the next problem.
From one
Across the
side of
whole
the tent to another. Give me an agile roll. Let's see how you do. First roll of the night. everyone.
Yeah, you got it. Woo!
That is an 8. You want to accept an 8, or would you like to use an ace? You have one free ace. Every one of these individuals are talented performers at this circus. Per scene, you will have one ace if you're performing acts or part of the performing acts.
I will say, um, this would be at a +2, I believe, because I'm airborne at this time.
It's true. It's true. So you would be at a 10.
And would you say that this would possibly result in a crash if I failed?
Yeah, I mean you'd fall down into the ground.
Great. So I get a free ace because I'm a Mex because I'm a frog guy.
Well, it's
Okay,
good because
well,
you
I'm
might
gonna use
need
my
that.
free
That's
ace.
a, that's
I'll
a
use my
5.
free
You
ace
might
that you
want-
gave me so
All right,
kindly.
so
So a 13.
a 13. With a 13, you zip over to the other side, you wobble somewhat, and the engineer of the evening, standing near the machinery, Alan Schlussel, looks over at you. Report, please be careful where you are. This time we don't need any more catwalks to break and fall down.
Gru, is that you?
Ali, no problem. I will get that taken care of. I promise I perfectly safe. I do not
Stop
need to
that
worry
thought.
about
Where
me.
you are now, we have 3, 2, 1, fire! Fire now! Fire now! Boom! Fireworks go off down below, and some of the performance is there. You hear the oohs and ahs of the crowd begin.
And honestly, the oohs and ahs just go right past Rebor. I think honestly, first of all, I just want to establish that did have their tongue out while they were swinging through the air like a dog in a car, like sticking their head out of a car, and just popping right back to it. They're not even paying attention to the crowd. It's all just about hitting the cues.
All right. So from your position, then Alan turns you. All right, what you were saying? He looks at his watch that his timepiece he's created on his wrist, and he's like, "You've got 10."
Right. The audio device that we are using is not very good. I hope that we can maybe have better ones for future.
We'll take a look at
what's that
that.
now?
And 3, you've got 3, and he like points over to another rafter that's like 15 feet away.
Yeah, zip lines away.
And suddenly, Report just zips off camera, and the camera just kind of fades and reappears. This time behind the scenes, inside of the dressing rooms, where we can see performers getting ready for their parts and their acts. We can see individuals moving back and forth through the areas, carrying things and quickly trying to stay out of each other's way. It's almost like a dance. Some are half dressed, and some are fully kitted out in the outfits that they're about to rush out the doors with. When we see Tio preparing for your act and Tagi off to the side, what do the two of you do before your acts begin?
I mean, Teo just is the person lifting and moving a majority of the heavy things, helping other people set up. And that's the only warm up that is required. Is just, Teo, can you move this? And just like, that's about all she does in preparation.
So she's just moving objects out of the way and picking people up that are,
Oh yeah, if
walking.
someone's in the way, she will like grab someone by like the scruff and just like move them.
Okay. So we see Teo moving some things around. One of these is Tagi. You grab him by the scruff of his neck as he's currently like looking down at his hands, preparing for the scene of the evening, and he almost just walks right into a crowd of jugglers that are all like moving by very quickly, heading out to the front. Give me a strong roll. Let's see how successful you are.
I will note the only one person that Teo will never do that to is Bungie because Teo is afraid of Bungie. 13.
Yeah,
All
let's
right.
not go near her. She scares me too, Tio.
Teo.
I think I
All
just pick him up, just like feet still moving, as like I let the jugglers go underneath him and then put him back down.
I'm probably either like practicing a speech or reading some like book, and I just like
Oh,
don't
give us
look where I don't look wherever I'm headed to. So yeah,
give us
Correct.
what you're currently saying to yourself as you're prepping for tonight's events. This one, is a relatively big one. This is outside some major city gates. Lauren has had a conversation with you prior, indicating that if we do well enough, maybe they'll invite us into the major city, and then you can make some real dosh there, some good silver.
Fear is a no wait, ladies and gentlemen. No, that's too good, corny. What the fuck was that?
Okay, so no,
Just give me a second. I'm getting into the
you're
mood.
doing great.
The weird presenter guy gave me too much to drink, so I'm a little trying to get into the mood. Aye.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my. How's that? Spooky, scary.
Yeah.
At that
Okay,
moment,
okay.
at that moment, we see Bungie walking through with a small entourage of individuals, all prepping and carrying things and getting ready to bring have escort her over to her dressing room, her specific one. Bungie, what do we see from you as you're walking down the aisles towards your dressing room?
The scary one.
Just yeah, she's just walking. The hair is perfect. The outfit is perfect. There's no rehearsal necessary. She's been rehearsing. This is show night. It's flawless. It's beautiful. She's calm in her, probably slapping hands away every now and again if they're getting
So
irritating.
like picking at your hair and trying to
Yeah.
like help make it better, but you already know you're perfect.
Yeah. There isn't anything you can do for this. This is already as good as it's gonna get.
You see Teo and Tagi kind of standing directly in the road. How do you react to that? They seem to be blocking your way, but it looks like they're trying to move.
I just keep moving forward. They're gonna move.
Bungie just keeps walking directly at you, and like a deer in headlights, we see Tagi cross eyes with Bungie, and then just like wide-eyed stand there.
Could you get
Got
out
it.
of
I'm
the
just gonna
way?
pick him up and move.
Teo lifts Tagi one more time.
Got it. Sorry.
It's fine. No, I'm just 2 seconds behind schedule. I'm sure that won't affect the entire show.
So
I don't like her.
Bungie walks right past the two of you as you're both
I'm gonna
standing
give
there.
her nightmares soon. At one point.
I don't think that's a good idea. I'll just maybe ignore her.
And
We'll
we
see.
see the scene kind of shift off to the side and float over to where the omniscient Ori currently is at. What are you doing? What does your prep look like, Ori? Ori.
He's currently just standing back in his own corner, shuffling through his tarot cards, looking through the deck, looking out over the audience through a gap in the curtain, picking out who has the biggest pocketbook, as well as the darkest, scariest future to freak them out. And as he does that, you see something move. A small pet, maybe, quite identifiable. Also casing the joint and walking around behind the bleachers, looking at the patrons enjoying the show as he keeps a watchful eye on it.
Watching the show from the corner, you case the crowd. Give me an aware roll, and let's see what you can determine that way.
Please tell me you have a pickpocket weasel. I really just want a pickpocket weasel.
Ooh, 20. Ori,
Oh.
as you stare out into the crowd, you start glancing about, looking for purses, looking for attitudes that would tell you someone has wealth, and looking for irregular signs of an easy mark or, individuals that might have something shiny you could collect for later. And you start seeing something a little disturbing. As you look at these the crowded individuals that are kind of huddled around and preparing for the show and enjoying the scenes, they look like individuals who have been given clothes to wear that are clean. The skin is dirtier than the outfits that they have upon their forms. Many of them don't even carry purses. Uh, Barring the noble and their attaché, nobody else seems like that great of a mark.
Hmm. Stocking the shelves again, I see, yes. How unfortunate, yes. One day we're going to be amazing enough to stock all of these bleachers full of actual patrons. But who? Who would be filling these bleachers? He watches again, viewing, contemplating, wondering why all of these people have been ushered in these perfectly clean clothes but not clean bodies. And he sees a brighter future with far more wealth and prosperity and happiness for his fellow circus family. And he focuses on that image, yes. And he thinks he wants to share a bit of that wonderful party with the rest of everyone.
As he has
And then he
these
begins plotting.
as he has these thoughts and plots. Ori or I, please roll magical for me. 7. Not great.
Mhm.
Are you
Not
okay with a
great.
7?
Well, I do have two aces, don't I? Or do I have one? Just one?
You have just the one for this one. You only have the one for the evening, for the entire episode.
I will use this one, and then I will use my one for the show later, just in case.
Okay. Critical
Oh, well.
failure.
Well, I can definitely see why all these people are losers, yes.
So if
Oh, let's take it. Let's
you're
go.
taking your crit failure. Look at that first one of the
The
new
first one.
season,
It's the
everyone.
first one, you guys.
Is there any
Go.
way?
Ori.
Is Ori within 3 distance of Teo?
Not at the
I can leap
moment.
to his aid. Dang
Not
it.
at the moment.
I
Ori,
tried.
would you prefer to see a future outcome that does not exist, messing up potentially your act this evening? Or would you like to see the wrong future, that if certain aspects of it are not clear, may impede the progress of your party at a key moment in the future?
I'll jeopardize the Knight's Act for that.
Okay, so your act may go awry tonight. Got it. We
Wouldn't be
now
the first
find
time.
ourselves moving to the position of Aranrot. You happen to be standing outside of the main tent, preparing with some of the other concession stand individuals, prepping food, setting it up to travel inside, to present to guests, things like that. You see the passersby all taking in the sights and sounds. The main event, of course, still coming, and coming in waves as it is, because each one of these acts is a performance all their own, and people sometimes like other ones more than they like others, and they'll go and they'll visit the fire spitters and the dancers and the musicians and all the various interesting concessions. As you're standing outside, though, you notice that there's a small family, it looks like, that they've kind of come forward, and the children are looking very voraciously at some of the candied corn that you have nearby on the concession stand, and they're like asking their parents, "Please, mom, please, can we have some? Can we have some?" And you see the mother look down to her purse and look into it for a second, and then look at it. No, no, we can't do that right now. We've got the show. Everybody can enjoy the show. Let's just go do that. And the kids look a little bit sullen, but it seems like they're so used to this type of statement that they just let it go, and they pass further into the circus beyond you. What do we see you doing right now?
Aaron is going to pick up a small serving of the candy corn, say shh to the other concession workers, and then follow as quietly as possible after that family.
Okay. Are you actually trying to hide yourself?
I mean, not really.
Okay.
Like, she knows that, the ringmaster will frown at her if she gives away too much, so she's trying to make it not so obvious.
Of course. So, you try to hide some of your intentions somewhat. Go ahead and give me a give me an agile roll. We'll just use that for now. Let's see how good you are at hiding your actions. That would be a
Not.
7, so not great. So you like walk and you try not to be seen, but you're in the middle of a crowd, and it's almost impossible. So I will let you roll one more time with charming if you'd like, just to act as if all you're doing is carrying concessions to be sold.
Given her
Oh no!
charming score, I think that's perfect.
There we go. Critical failure number 2.
100% on
Yes.
brand.
Start this game. Can we
Let's
roll
So-
go.
In this moment, you completely blow your cover and reveal what you're doing, which might have repercussions with other members of the circus, maybe the community. Or do you lose the object you were trying to give to this family? Does all of this candy corn make it into the dirt accidentally?
I'm gonna go with number 2 for now.
Okay. So you're walking, you're trying to be quiet, you're trying to be stealthy. And you turn a corner and somebody like bumps your elbow accidentally. Oh, excuse me, sorry about that. And you see just scattering onto the ground this candy corn covered in dirt and grit, which sticks to that sticky exterior like nothing else. You know that it is ruined for anyone other than the animals that might be willing to take it off the ground.
That just goes to show no good deed goes unpunished, and she just kind of puffs back and heads back to her stand.
All right, so moving back to your stand, you gather some of your concessions. Typically, you will take some of these inside. You'll start doing some calling and seeing if anybody wants their popcorn or wants their drinks or wants their what have you. One of the wonderful concessions that you've come up with here is a beverage that seems to be flowing with bubbles effervescently, continuously, even while it was not barrel aged. It is not some form of fermentation. Who knows what this mystery magical fluid is? But with a small amount of sweetness and some honey, it's quite a delight to most individuals. Tastes a little bit of lime and lemon.
I call it bubbly.
There you go. You've
Yeah,
got
yeah.
bubbly. So, what do we see you doing with your concessions before you head out?
She'll arrange things. She'll think for a minute and get a double serving of the candy corn, just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case. She does the typical service person thing of, kind of shaking it out, getting rid of all of the normal people suck feelings, and puts the big smile on and goes in to distribute her goods.
Give us your best sales pitch for the candy and the concessions that you're selling to the individuals seated within.
Hey, everybody, get your bubbly here. You've never seen anything like this. It's sweet, it's tasty, and it bubbles up your nose as you drink it. I know you like that, little child. Everybody should try it. Come on, come on. Who wants some bubbly?
Give me a charming roll. Let's see how you do.
Not well.
Not well. So you have this right here is your performance at the circus. If you wish, you can re-roll this.
I think I will. I'm not expecting a larger number, but who knows? Maybe.
Okay, one more time. Better.
That's better.
7. With a 7, you are noticing as you move through the crowd the ravenous eyes of some
You
of
got
the.
a +1 from last coffee bean.
You
to that
did!
As well.
It's an 8.
There's an 8. Excellent.
Thank you, Les Coffee Bean.
You have secured at least one purchase. So as you are wandering the crowd, you see a lot of voracious eyes. You see a lot of interest. You see some people's, their eyes and kind of perk up, and they're no. I'm trying to speak too fast, and I'm now tripping over my words. Their nostrils flare somewhat with the delicate scent of the candy and concessions you have, because they're excited to maybe partake. And however, you keep getting declined. You keep seeing sad looks on people's faces. You keep seeing individuals just state, no, I gotta save my money. And then you see, one individual comes over and just says to their little children nearby, you can both share one. You can share one, okay? Yay, thanks, Mom. And they like hug her around the legs. And she hands over a couple of silver, and then you provide her with a drink.
I'll provide her with a drink. And then provide her with a second one so each child can have one.
You see both of the kids' eyes just light up brightly, and they look super excited. And then you
We
hear
are
them
never gonna make a profit.
you hear them laughing, and as they take these drinks, and you see like bubbles just foam out of their mouths somewhat, and they just kind of giggle at it. It's a little more potent than our current soda pop here in the world that we live in, and they seem to be having a grand time of it. So we move from Iran, where we're watching you kind of witness these individuals getting their joy from your gifts, and it moves towards center stage. Teo, you step out into the arena, and it is now your time to prove your strength, to show people what you are capable of and what you can accomplish. What does your show look like?
I think it levels up from starting by like asking for volunteers, usually like small children, on like a kind of like a makeshift barbell that has like two seats on either side, up until I would like to the Richie McRich would like to be able to just like toss him straight up in the air, and maybe catch him. We're still undecided.
Well, all right. So this is what you're going to attempt, and we'll see how well you pull this off.
Oh,
so
no.
we see Teo walk out into the middle of the arena, the strong, muscular individual that she is. The Barker at that point in time is, where are you? Just so you know, I am putting up images quite often for our audience to view what we're doing here. We have Ricky out in front. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cirque Noir. Tonight, we will be showing you one of the strongest specimens in the entire Aethosphere. Our name? Teo, a realm, Rokan, an orc from beyond this world. Aren't you excited? I know I am. Teo the Magnificent, come forward and give us a show of your strength. And Ricky just kind of bows and then shatters, flings out a bunch of the sparkling glitter into the air. At that point, Ribort, what do you do to make the scene bigger and more vibrant as Teo makes her appearance?
Yeah, so I imagine it's actually, I don't have to do anything, because before we get a brief flashback as you are given Teo some a little, what would it look like? Feel like it just looks like a little fruit gusher. And it's my piece of candy, a little magical or a little alchemical thing that will just make sure you have just the right amount of strength to.
Are you giving me drugs?
He's giving you drugs.
It's an
I don't need steroids. I'm fine.
Form of
What help
bluster.
you do?
This is merely a precaution, something that you can take, and know that you are going to be just as successful as we all know you will be.
He wrote on the side of it creatine, and that's like.
This is just for your breath. Take this, make sure your breath smells beautiful.
Listen, I'm stupid, but I'm not dumb. I know what this is.
No problem. As long as you take it, it should be very good.
So
I'll take his stupid drugs.
we see Teo preparing to walk out on stage, like looking at this little fruit gusher, crystalline little piece of candy, and then you just pop it in the mouth.
Yeah.
Crunch,
I'll take
crunch.
his drugs.
All right,
Plus
what's
one?
plus-
All your rolls for the whole scene.
Hey.
So give yourself 1 benefit, and that will be what you get to use.
Benefit. I can't read with my eyeballs. Okay, there you go. 1. Did it.
All right, Teo. You get
I'm just
called out.
Children.
Called out by Ricky, and you walk out into the front. And what do you say to the children? How do you pose a bit? Do you like give us your strut? What is
We're
what
not
is
a
your
fan-
what does
Teo
your
is not a
WWE
fanfare
entrance look
person.
like?
Teo is not fanfare. Teo has already had like members, other crew like pick out individuals to already be standing there because she is like, the faster we get this done, the faster I can go try and stop ne'er-do-wells. I am literally just here to do like 2 things and then leave.
Okay.
There is 0 fanfare.
All right, so Teo just walks out onto the stage, no fanfare, just boom, 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 with a purpose. And then you see a couple of the stagehands nearby, like escorting some small children up. They look over at you. Wow, you're really big. Are you supposed to be green?
Yes.
And then they're like, ooh, neat, never met a green person. And they go and like sit down on your little wooden stools at the edge of a bar.
I don't know how to take that you've never met a green person, but all right. And then
I
I'm
mean,
gonna
the
just
place
kind of
is
like,
full of goblins, so
they're kids, I don't know. And I'm gonna just instruct them to hold on tight because it's not meant to be a smooth ride in any way, shape, or form.
The
and we don't need
children
children
make
falling
their
off.
rolls. Go ahead, your
One
turn.
of them
Strong
did,
for me.
right? One of them might fall off, but it's fine. We're fine. There we go. 19?
Nice. In one swift, clean move, Teo grabs this bar, taking 2 children that weigh probably 40 pounds apiece, not huge children, and then just up above her head. And at that point, one of the children goes and like continues flying upwards for about 5 or 6 feet. Do you try to catch, or do you try to let the stagehands handle it?
No, I'm gonna catch the falling child.
So you like use one hand to move the barbell out of the way, and then you just use the other to try to reach up and grab. The audience like gasps. The mother that's sitting nearby and the father are like, and wide-eyed and
Send a waiver,
stricken
right?
in fear.
I like lean over to one of the stagehands. They send a waiver. Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a strong roll as you leap forward to catch.
16.
16, nice. With that, you just grab that kid out of midair, and they kind of twist and they look at you, and like a baby being tossed, you hear them just start laughing because they thought it was funny rather than dangerous.
Yep.
And then
I'm put it down immediately and send it on its way.
the crowd like cheers. They like the idea, the spectacle of potential violence, as well as the
Towards
funness
children?
of the.
Towards adults, sure, I'm all for it.
Hey,
Potential
you
violence
chose
towards
you
adults,
chose to
sure.
put children in a wooden seat on the edge of a bar,
told
and
them
then
to hold on. It's their own damn fault.
and at this point, you have the next and more challenging task. A couple of burly, probably smiths or somebody who works in the fishing industry nearby that's got like a lot of experience lifting barrels and heavy objects, standing out there. A couple of the probably 200-ish pound men just walk over to you. And the next thing is, now Teo will grab both of these individuals, one mighty arm after another, Ricky says, and lift them both from the ground with ease.
With ease, we'll see.
They both walk over to you. Excuse me, ma'am. And they like hands around your arms, and you lift with your biceps, and suddenly they're just like, whoa! One of them goes, like a little bit of a squeak there.
Yeah, and what I would like to attempt to do... Actually, no, that's probably a really subpar idea. We're gonna do it anyway. So I'm gonna attempt to help assist them in a, non-planned front flip. Just for sheer strength, a quick dismounty front flip. That's the one that squeaked, preferably.
In
just
this
'cause it's more fun
situation,
that way.
you've already proven you're strong enough to lift and pull them from the ground. You will now be using your toughness to see if you're tough enough to force their entire body weight over at the same time.
Cool.
Nat
20 plus 6.
20. Holy shit. Are you going to impress the audience incredibly well with this, which might increase your revenue for the circus, which then kind of moves into everybody's pockets later? Or do you want to secure the idea that maybe Lord Rahl is actually interested in being part of your performance?
I, only sheerly because of my selfish paranoia, would like more money.
Okay. So, with such a fantastic roll, I would like you to describe what happens, and I will elaborate or diminish depending upon how ridiculous it is in either direction.
So, to clarify, they are on my biceps as I have lifted them up, correct?
Yes.
So I think I'm going to drop the one that did not squeak because that's not nearly as fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to instead assist the other one into kind of like a one-handed cheerleader stance, and just pop them up that way, forcing a front flip.
So you see him just like, and you just like fling him upward in the air, almost cheerleader style, and his whole body kind of starts twisting and tumbling. And then you catch him before he hits the ground, or does he just
If I
like
can
land
make
on
it
his
as
feet?
close as possible to like as close to his face being to the ground as possible before I snatch him, that'd be great.
And then like an inch above the ground, where the breath just causes the dirt to
crowd
like
likes
fling back up
violence,
against his face.
so-
Hear the crowd just go wild with that moment. And as you put the individual down, what do you attempt to do next? So they've stepped away, and you see Lord Rawl and his cadre kind of enjoying the show as well. He's got like 4 retainers nearby, and himself sitting in a large cushy seat that was moved into the arena, as it were, before the show began. And he just kind of watches you at the moment, waiting to see what you're going to do next.
I mean, I don't know if I can one up forcefully making someone front flip. But I can try. Can I,
Forcefully
like-
making someone back?
Perfect.
Right after?
I think what I would like to do is like just like that like really aggressive like point that performers do that we're like don't really like the like super aggressive point and then like a one finger this towards him to just see if he'll join.
Do you wish to try to intimidate or to
Oh, yeah.
enchant?
Oh, intimidate. I'm not enchanting.
Give me a strong roll.
No,
That's
I have a
neat.
-2 charming. I don't want anything to do with charming anyone. It's 18, 19. Whatever.
So you like point and you're like,
Oh.
you come here in front of the entire audience. You want him to think that if he doesn't succumb to your whim, the
People are
fear
gonna make fun of him.
is the
They're gonna call him a little
audience. The audience
Yeah.
might think him weak and incapable in some way. He kind of looks over at you. Me? What do you want of me?
And it's just gonna kind of like open arms like towards the middle of the ring and go, "Do you not wish to join in the fun?"
Only if my men can be with me.
Resisting the urge to say kinky, resisting the urge to say kinky. I'm just gonna nod. Bring him
All
on
right.
there.
You see him stand up, the crowd kind of cheers for a minute, and some of them don't know what to think, and some of them are quiet, and they start whispering amongst themselves. Who is currently watching the show from backstage?
Me?
The 3 of you, 4 of you here?
All of them, 'cause
5
one
of
of
you.
them's
All
in the
right.
room.
I can't stop watching this
Yeah,
show.
well, you're busy with the... Yeah, you have to make
Guys
sure
are
that
bored.
the show works appropriately and timing's all set. So, everybody roll aware, and let's see what's revealed.
I'm about to get in trouble. Get in trouble.
Nat
Ooh.
20 from Tagi. Holy shit.
That
Okay.
makes sense. That's
I
trash.
mean, yeah, I want to
Fear.
make sure nothing bad happens to my sister. Dan,
So we'll
What
start-
the fuck are this guy?
We'll start from the lowest to the highest first. Ribort, you are busy. You are watching cues. You're working alongside the engineer. So it is hard for you to pay attention to much else other than making sure you're hitting those appropriate moments and setting off the stuff at the right time and all that kind of thing. So, Alan is very much time oriented. So the only thing you notice is the crowd in various states of emotion. Shock, fear, happiness, a little bit of what you normally see from a circus crowd. That's about normal. Next up from there, we go over to Aran. You are standing in the crowd. And with a 13, you hear, they better not hurt him. They better not hurt him, from one of the people nearby. Oh dear, I'm sure this is just a show. It'll be fine. Those children, they almost got hurt, but they didn't get hurt. They were fine. And then, and the men, yeah, she caught him before he hit the ground. It's all part of the act. Don't you know that? Well, I mean, if you're sure, I would hate to see anything happen to Lord Rawl. This better not be some sort of, there are rumors. There are rumors that there are these circuses. There's these individuals. They go around. They steal things from people, and they harm others. And when you leave the town, a whole bunch of people are missing. Like they just ran away with the circus. I don't understand. What might happen, but I am afraid of it. If Lord Rawl's not here, who do we have to leave anymore? I mean, he's. And then the other one's like, dear, it'll be fine. Don't worry your head. I mean, yeah, maybe I'm concerned on occasion, but I'm sure this will be fantastic. It'll be fine. So we move from there to I guess Bungie and Ori were roughly the same in this moment. Bungie, what are you doing? You're just waiting on the edge of the wings, just watching the show?
Yeah, I've
Okay.
already rehearsed. I have no warming up to do. I'm sheer perfection. I'm just watching the crowd.
Making sure no one's better than her. Come on now.
I don't
Would
need
you-
to do that.
Would you be sharing space with anybody else, or would you be on your own?
I mean, I don't have we could, I mean, whoever would make sense. I don't know if there's no wings back here because it's a circle, but like,
Yeah.
wherever the entrance would be, I don't care.
It's like a
Wherever.
half circle on one side of the tent. Is technically there's a space behind this one that goes into a secondary tent that's smaller, which is where everybody does all their prep work and stuff before they come out into the arena.
Okay.
So
I could hang. There's not anybody I wouldn't stand next to in here. Nobody is
Okay.
prettier than me, so.
I'm gonna say that you, Ori, and Tagi are watching Teo's performance from the wing, from the back. So you're all relatively close to one another. So you and Ori at the same time start seeing the audience kind of clench up a little bit. There's very obvious. You've seen the reactions of individuals before. It's almost a visceral reaction when the Lord is called forth. There is a mixture of near fervent protection in the eyes of some of these individuals, and in the others, fear, as if they're worried something bad will happen if something bad happens to their Lord.
Is there like an obvious difference of these people? Like the people, like all in nice clothes, but the ones who are concerned are dirty faced, and the ones who are not are clean. There's no.
It seems like it's a mixture of the two. Like some individuals are divided about what to think about Lord Rawl.
It'd be interesting if for once in a show, somebody got dropped on their head just to see what the audience would do.
Alright, well, how do you react to seeing Bungie state that as you're both looking out into the crowd?
I mean, I
Am I
wouldn't
there too?
disagree, yes. However,
You are, but you're caught up in
it
something.
seems like this crowd might go crazy, yes. It could be a
don't
good
know.
distraction for us, though.
I just don't know which way they would go crazy. And also, I don't really see that most of these people have anything to take. They all look
They
very
don't, yes.
impoverish.
Yes, did you notice the skin? So dirty, and yet such clean clothes, yes. It is quite interesting what's going on out there. Do you think it's him? Is he the culprit? Well, I guess we'll know if he gets dropped on his face, yes.
Probably. That would be interesting to see. And maybe this guy is actually a complete and utter goober, and he's put a bunch of people that don't actually like him into nice clothes, so it looks like he has good things going for him, but he actually doesn't because he is a rich asshole.
A very valid point. Perhaps he likes to pretend he's something he's not, and yes, we'll see. I hope she drops him, yes.
We could make it happen.
You hear
Just
at that
saying.
point Lauren's voice come from the side as he walks forward.
Why don't you just drop on them instead of putting my sister into this situation? Why if you want entertainment, just do your act and drop on them. Whatever. Fuck it.
Are you talking to me? Or a random thing that you talk to that nobody else sees? Is what's happening?
Yes, I'm talking to you.
Oh.
Telling my sister should drop the guy.
I didn't say
Why are you
she
getting
should
in a
drop
ridge wall?
herself. I said she should drop him. That's different, and it wouldn't harm your sister.
And in
You
all
can
fairness,
see
would it not
there's,
set it up so perfectly for them to be scared, yes?
This is very true.
So
People
Lauren-
are very scared when blood and guts come out of people's heads.
Lauren steps forward
It'd be
through
perfect
the
for your
group
eye.
while you're talking and catches your attention. Good evening, everyone. I hope you are all ready for your performances for tonight.
We weren't planning on murdering anybody.
Oh, good. Not
Never.
tonight,
No,
indeed.
no.
You see him like lightly tap your hair in a way that doesn't disturb any of the strands. Firecracker, are you ready for the big performance?
Obviously.
Excellent. I am looking forward to seeing what your rendition of it is for the night. Ori, do you have anything new planned, or you're still gonna do the same old shtick?
Wow. You never know. Maybe I'll pull a wild card, yes. Or maybe I'll do the same thing just to make you so happy and proud of me.
Well, you know that I am indeed proud of you, and you can feel that he means it. I just wish you'd keep your sticky fingers to yourself unless it was warranted.
It's only benefited for all of us. And it's not technically my fingers. It's never directly my fingers. You know this, yes.
Why are you outsourcing your fingering? I'm confused.
Oh, goodness.
I'll,
Um,
I'll tell you when the children leave.
So we move back to Tagi as everybody else is speaking with Lauren, and he's moving through the crowd and speaking with many of the other performers. Tagi, from your position, you rolled an at 20, so you now have a choice. Do you witness something supernatural surrounding Lord Rawl, or are you going to overhear from entities in the darkness some information that could be beneficial for you related to the crowd?
Wow, that is a choice. So see something supernatural or learn something.
Yes, the things that you learn could be used to your benefit towards increasing the capabilities of the performance, and might have something to do with events that might happen after the show.
Okay, I feel like whatever supernatural I would see, I will learn eventually. So might as well go with the information right now and see what the entities I see around me got to say.
Okay. So you start listening in, and you witness that around some of these figures standing in the audience are whispers. Whispers from the ancestor spirits, from entities and individuals that have been either near and dear or have witnessed what they've been through. And you hear them whispering, liar, 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 liar. You hear them indicating that something else is going on with each and every one of these individuals. You can see there are small entities of magical varieties, some of them that are related to mental influence, sitting on the shoulders of many of these individuals in the crowd, whispering into their ears, telling them how grand and how wonderful Lord Rawl is.
The fuck? Huh. Do I know
You
what
see
those
it, you
things
don't you?
are?
Yes.
Give me a magical roll. Let's see if you can identify it. You are still a new Aether Mage, really.
Psh, no, I'm not. Who said that? They're a liar. What are you, like, god of this universe?
Critical failure!
No, wait. Well, the, the information I aim to know will help me free these people from these bad influences, and I would only do that from the goodness of my heart. I think this is a compassionate related role. Come on, Ian.
A compassion related roll. I think I will give that to you this time. You can use your virtue and you can re-roll. 13. Not terrible. What you're seeing is not Eternals. It's not ancestor spirits surrounding them, but rather an almost glamour. Something related to mental influence is impacting some of these individuals in the audience. Others that seem to be more resistant to whatever this is seem to instead be stalked by things that cause them fear.
Huh.
If they're not with you, they're afraid of you.
Ooh, this audience is juicy. But wait, But wait, this is whatever person my sister is dealing with seems to be the source of this shit, right?
Yeah, they seem to be directing their attitudes toward this individual. You don't know if it's the source or not.
Hey, does it look like my sister's got it things in control, or
We are now going to see your sister's roll, Teo. Please give me a strong roll as you proceed to. What do you do to this individual?
Okay, so okay. I wanna have him sit his butt on my feetsies with like me on my back, and I want to flip him.
Sit on. Okay.
You're gonna touch his butt.
With my feet.
With your feet.
I'm literally kicking him in the ass, which just feels cathartic, but it's also part of my act, you know?
So you're like,
That's fair.
get on my feet, and he goes
Yeah,
and
and then I'm
sits on
gonna,
your
like-
feet,
And
and
then,
then you're
like,
gonna flip him up
up
in the air.
and then flip him. Yeah.
Okay. So you lay back down. You see him come over to you as you're upon the ground. You want me to what? And then like he delicately sits down. He has one of his servants come over and put a pillow on your feet first, and then he sits on that.
That's gonna
Can
make
you
it
use
harder,
one
but
of those
alright.
little brushes? That
Yeah,
like little...
just.
My boots aren't covered in shit. Like, it's fine.
Have you seen the ground of the arena?
Shut up. It's fine.
All right. So here we go. Give me a strong roll. Let's see how you do.
Oh, I was so close to a nat 20.
12.
12. I'm gonna use my show-related ace.
Okay. Go ahead and reroll. 19. This time you just whoop, and you hear him go and then lands back down.
Turned into a cartoon.
And he looks at you for a split second. You have a moment. You can now try to
We lock eyes.
he locks eyes with you, and in that moment you realize you can either try to make him look good, or you can make him look a fool, and either one that you do will have a reaction from the audience. Knowing the
Can I get-
audience might be helpful
Yeah.
in this, but you haven't had a chance to actually.
I can't gauge it at all. Like,
Yeah.
through the whole thing, I haven't been able to gauge the...
I'll give you a
noticed the
chance.
audience
I will
liked
give you a
violence.
chance. Let's see if you've read the audience while you've been going. You did notice that they liked violence, but give me an aware roll, and let's see if you've noticed anything about them.
Nat
20. Okay.
Kiara Rule's coming back.
All right.
So
So
that's 2 for Anna.
I will say with your nat 20, you again have the choice. In this case, you could know the most optimal outcome for the audience, which might help in gaining more funds after the circus performance is over. Or you can know the biggest way to shock the audience that might imbalance the city folk temporarily, which might have some outcomes later in the game.
So either what the audience wants or what the audience needs is what I'm here. I am the hero that
I
either
did
the
not
audience
phrase
wants
it
or
that
that
way.
the audience
You
needs.
phrased it that way.
Yeah, but that's the vibe I'm getting, and it looks like everyone else is getting that vibe too. I would like to do what
What
the
a
audience
crowd
needs.
wants. What a crowd needs.
Yeah, I would like to do what the crowd needs, and
Okay.
I'd like to shock them. If that making them look like an asshole, that's cool.
What do you do that is the most embarrassing thing you can think of to Lord
Yeah,
Law?
I'm gonna pants him.
All right, so he comes
I'm
down.
gonna go to steady him and instead fall and just down the pants.
Go to catch
So-
him, grab the belt catches, and then
You step
Love
up.
the idea of
and
just
suddenly-
the circus coming in and pantsing the governor.
Suddenly, the leader of this city is
What's he gonna do? Punch me? Good luck.
pants down and commando standing in front of the entire audience.
Commando,
he
this
doesn't
man's not
wear
wearing
panties.
He does not.
That's his own
Reward.
fault. That's his
Reward.
own fault.
And you see him
He
like
chose that.
in slow-mo, the audience hands to their mouth, hands over eyes for children. Everybody kind
my
of
goodness.
gasps somewhat. You see a bunch of the crowd become like red faced suddenly as their leader has been embarrassed in front of everyone. Some of them, you notice the whispers of fear, Tagi, start to dissipate.
Rupert plays some kind of like wacky sound effect, like boing.
Right? Wah, wah, wah.
All
Aaron
right.
just leans over to a random person and says, "I've seen bigger."
I was gonna make
The
that comment.
juicy
That, all right.
Toggy.
I feel like it's not that cold in here, is it?
Well, It is for him, apparently, isn't it?
And Lauren,
Must
standing
have
off to
been
the
in a
side,
cold
goes,
spot.
Now, hey, everyone. And you see him, like, immediately rush out into the center of the arena. And, Teo, we will talk later. And he, like, starts escorting you off to the side. The magnificent Teo, everyone! And he
think-
very quickly helps
Yay!
the Lord's pants back up. And oh, I'm so sorry, my good sir. That was entirely accidental. You see, he doesn't know her
Oops.
arm length.
Yep.
And
Everyone's
if you
recognized how long my
just take
arms
a
are.
take a seat. We will cater specially to you. We'll provide you some additional excellent. Ran, please,
Maybe a
please,
belt.
a few
Maybe
bubblies
give him a belt.
for Lord Rawl and his men, especially being such a good sport and all this. And you see him just not having a chance to speak edgewise. He starts staring like daggers towards Teo for a bit, and then you see him just like walk back to his seat and sit down and look over at you. Aran, how do you react?
I will go and grab some bubbly and maybe add a few drops of circus punch
Oh,
into it for
Jesus
them.
Christ. So you walk over to him and you add a little bit of circus punch. And as you go to hand it to him, you see Lorne standing there looking at you. He looks over at your drink and looks at you and then looks at your drink again. Did you?
You said to get bubbly, so I got bubbly.
Is, is, mm,
What?
Are we
What?
giving him the prime
What?
quality bubbly?
It's the same thing I gave the kids.
Give me a charming roll to lie.
Either that or she tried to drug the kids.
Lauren is like, all right then. I mean, all we're
She can
trying
be
to
charming
do
when she wants
here
to be.
in this moment is just make sure that everything is good by you and that the circus's entire perception by the public is a positive one. We of course want to continue our act from place to place to place, and nothing is better than one of Aaron's drinks. It will cause no ill side effects, and it will be delightful and delicious, and won't get us banned from any cities nearby. Isn't that right, Aaron?
It's delicious. It's a little extra bubbly, so watch your nose.
And you see Lord Rawl looks over at you. Oh, all right, if you say. I did see some other individuals having a few drinks recently. Yes. And you see him grab a hold of it, smell it a couple times, starts drinking
Ban
it.
us if he's dead.
If you would, please roll on the Brewster side effects table.
Oh Lord.
And we'll see what occurs with Lord Rawl and whether or not this entire event becomes suddenly
Can't
bad.
make his penis any smaller, so really it's all uphill from
Chitinous
that, a smaller
mohawk
penis.
grows from the user's head, cleaving any helmet or item worn on the head. This mohawk can be used to headbutt strike anything within distance one, causing damage and bleeding if hit. So he's sitting there, and you see his hair just slough off either side of his head, and suddenly a bone-like chitinous mohawk just... And he doesn't feel it, but you see his entire crew nearby looking at him, and then looking at you,
Here comes your fear again.
and
You turned him into Yondu.
and Lorne looks at you and goes, my good sir, Lord Rawl, why don't we, and he takes his top hat off and puts it over top of Lord Rawl's head. Why don't you have my hat? I think it goes well on the hat. Is a ridiculous hat. Well, this right here, this was a very expensive hat. I got it from Albion. As a matter of fact, I was presented it by one of the noble houses. What was his name? It was Lord Caesar. Yes, it was Lord Caesar. Lord Caesar, you say. He wears this? Yes, he does. And it looks fabulous upon you. And you know what? With just a simple shine, it would make a wonderful piece for you to use on your mantle. You know, it's a stature thing. And Lord Rawl goes, I think I will take your hat. And he sits down.
It's very charming.
And then Rawl grabs a hold of your arm, Aran, and we're going to go and continue serving all of the lovely individuals, aren't we, Aran? No problems at all. And as he yanks you aside, he looks over you. What the hell was that?
I mean, he's kind of a dick.
You don't know that about him.
I mean, I've seen his dick, so literally,
Well,
I
that
do.
doesn't make seeing it doesn't make you one. That's not how that works. Every man would suddenly be one suddenly, but some men are not. Some men are, but not all are.
I'm just saying. I
And
work with what I'm given.
you see Lauren escort Aran back into the back of the tent, trying to avoid any further potential problems with the Lord of the City.
That was not what I was expecting you to say, Gwen. Just like, well, I've seen his dick, so I just did hit. It just hit perfect.
All right, everybody, and this is where we will have our break for the evening. We're at the halfway point for tonight. We will return in about 10 minutes. So, hey, grab yourselves some of your own popcorn. Have yourself some nice bubbly and enjoy the ride that we are providing vocally.
That
and
ride.
visually, the ride.
Enjoy your puppet corn here on Roll for Chaos.
On Roll for Chaos, yes. Bye bye.
the floor, and it looks really cool.
So,
Um,
maybe Alan assists you with this, and he has this device that shoots out streams of smoke and steam, so that some of your reflected imagery, some of the runes and whatnot, like will appear in the air in front of and around people.
And then I think the other thing that I would do is that what is your outfit like, Stephen? What is your character's outfit like?
Fabulous, mystical, nice jacket, long, kind of draped type cape. You know, fortune teller meets cheap magician with some velvet. Yeah, right in
Oh
there.
my!
Like velvet jacket with like a bedazzled eye on the back.
Yeah, like a wizard, of course.
I didn't see. I wanted to ask, but like I knew on like an intellectual and soul level that there was gonna be a cape. I before the show, I basically put like a little dry ice a dry ice compound on the eye on the back of the cape so that the eye smokes.
As you step out, give me a brains
Yes.
roll, Ribort, as
Yeah.
you've prepped this in advance.
We.
Oh, so close.
5. That was so close to a nat 20.
Tons.
Uh,
Are you
so
okay?
we're
Real
seeing the
cold.
balance out of the party.
You okay with
Yeah, I'll
phoning
use
it
an ace
in,
here.
Rob?
No. I'll use an
Okay.
ace here. All right.
10. So middle of the
Alright.
road. It's not so good that people think it's magic. It's not so bad that everyone hates it. That's fine.
Now,
It's just the night I'm having.
All right. So
Well,
as you have
magnetism is not
all the
the
machines set up into
best work.
place, and you're kind of zipping from place to place up in the rafters, Alan looks over to you and goes, "Oh, here. Would you like to try some of these?" And he hands you like a bag.
what is this?
Yes, this is a bag of fig snow flavored beans.
No flavor?
They have literally no flavor. They even take away flavor that you might otherwise have. Have you ever tasted your mouth with no mouth flavor?
That's a great palate
I
cleanser.
just like frog grab one out of the bag.
As you suck it into there, the true taste of clean assaults your senses, something you've never witnessed before. There's no longer any vestiges of saliva. There's no longer any tongue flavor or that scent that you get in the back of your nose sometimes when you know you're just a little too congested.
I do not like this. Yeah, this is not good for me.
You may change your mind about that if you ever find yourself being forced to eat something you do not like.
I do not. I miss my taste, my sense of taste. I do not. What have you done to me?
Don't worry, they'll wear off in about an hour or so. He
An
like
hour?
slaps you across the back
You
shoulder.
charlatan! How could you do this to me?
We kid around here. Of course we kid.
Oh my goodness! I will. You will know revenge. All right.
I will know revenge. Huh.
You will know revenge.
I don't know if I'll know what revenge means.
Oh well, do not worry. I will teach you. Eh?
Oh, of course. I'm always down for a new fruit.
No, that beans are not even a fruit. You know this, yes?
Are you certain?
They are legume.
A legume, you say? That
You
is a
learned-
word you have made up.
No, you learn these things when you live in the university. I tell you, legume.
You keep saying university this, university that. Big,
They have
smart,
dumb
strong
names-
man.
they
I
have
work
dumb
with
names
my
for
hands.
everything.
All the instruments we have here, all the machinery, I created that. You didn't help me make that. That doesn't mean you're smart.
Oh, it's because I am new here and did not make all of these. It does not mean I know what I know. It does mean I do not know what a legume is.
Figure out how to use a
okay.
reverse actualizer, and I will think of you as smart.
Okay, I will just actualize backwards. It's not easy.
Legumes. Oh, legumes. Ah, little
Oh,
legumes. Oh.
They have listen. The rich people they have dumb names for everything. It is
We can agree
Why?
on that. And you see, like, the scene fade away from these two individuals having their conversation as the room darkens and we see Ricky once more take the stage. Well, now, wasn't that spectacular? Next up, we have the magnificent the wondrous, the mysterious, the omniscient Ori sparkles into the air. Some fireworks go off. The
Yes.
room goes completely black and dark. And describe to us how your scene starts.
So it begins by you see two stagehands come out and they have a cape with an eye, with a little bit of smoke, nothing too glamorous, and they just put the cape down onto the ground and they run off the stage and the lights focus on it and all of a sudden it begins to undulate and it rises from the ground and the cape opens and there is the omniscient Ori with his deck of tarot cards. He throws them and they begin to spin around him in fantastic feats, almost defying gravity, like some of those amazing people you see shuffling and doing crazy tricks, but beyond possibility almost. And he says, "Good evening, patrons. It has been an exciting evening, yes. I
As,
hope you're ready for this."
as you begin your act, please report. Give me an agile roll as you continue moving the strings that are causing all of his cards to
You got
levitate
it.
throughout the room.
Can I say I'm doing this while just hanging from the ceiling to get a +2?
Well, yeah, you're dangling from the catwalks.
Whew,
12
okay.
would be a 14. Nice. With a 14, it's pretty convincing. You can barely see the strings, and only if you're really looking carefully.
Report rules so low.
All right, if you
I'm
will
so
continue,
sorry.
Ori. Sorry to be disengaging you there.
Quite all right. So, I've got an idea this evening, yes. Normally, I would point to your futures, your fate, and see what may be in store for you. But I want to do something special just for you. He thinks in his head as he's wondering why these people are all poor and dirty. And so, what I'm going to do is first, I'm going to call for a special person. Anybody want to volunteer? You! And just point out someone before anyone has a
Point
chance.
someone in the
And-
audience. You see, like, this individual was, like, getting up to go get a drink or something from around
Yes,
the
yes,
other
you.
concession.
Please, please, join me, join me.
All right, good sir. What can I do for you? He, like, walks out
Oh,
into
don't
the
be
middle of the
shy.
arena.
Come here, come here.
Yeah.
So-
Muriel, stay right where you are. I think you only wants the one. You only want the one, right?
Just you, sir.
Just
Please, please,
See,
come
just
here.
me.
Yes,
He said,
yes,
just
yes.
I'm the special one tonight. You usually get, you know what? I'm just gonna take this and enjoy it. I think. I don't
Let's
know
give a
what.
special one hand, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, wonderful,
Cool
wonderful.
cheering
Thank
happens in
you.
the audience somewhat.
So, now, I want you to focus on something for me, sir. First of all, what's your name?
You wanted me to focus on my name?
Yes, and tell me, what is your name? What is your name?
My name's Stewell.
Stewell.
Yes, Stewell.
Stewell. Again, ladies and gentlemen, let's give the Stewell a hand. Yes, yes, yes. Welcome.
Good cheers for Stewell.
Stewell.
They could be named Legume.
And Alan's like, right, ridiculous.
Next character.
So, Stewell, have you ever had a pet that you just adored? One that may not be with you anymore?
How did you know? They can see the future! Or
You
the
see,
past.
it is omniscient. So, I want you to focus on that pet. What was your pet's name?
My pet's name was Gray
Yes,
Balls.
Stewell. What? Gray Balls. Fantastic. Sounds like a charming animal.
It was a gopher.
So, a gopher. Well, you weren't supposed to. Never mind. All right. Gray balls. Let's focus, everybody. Everybody focus on gray balls. And now, as the cards are flying around through the air, he grabs one out of the air and flips it around, and lo and behold, is this your gray balls?
It's a card.
And on the card, is that a picture of your gray balls?
He looks very
backstage like this
closely.
idiot.
You see him like,
Fantastic! It is gray balls!
Oh!
I knew it, I knew it. Yes. So, now, watch very carefully, sir. He takes the card and he folds it up into a little tiny triangle and he sets it down on the ground and covers it with the cape. And when he rips the cape back, there's a gopher. A gopher.
Did you set this up in
Was it-
advance?
Magnificent! Yes, give it a hand, give it a hand. Oh, please, please, touch your gray balls. Yes, yes.
Yes,
You
yes.
loved him, didn't you? You loved him.
Please,
And
please
now,
give
lady-
me a magical roll if you're performing something that may not be real here.
It's very good. They do not know.
That
the
is an
difference between
18. That was very
a
well done.
meerkat- They do not know a meerkat versus a gopher. It is okay.
And then he looks
Oh,
down and goes, "Oh, my beautiful gray balls, where you been?" And he like rushes forward to
isn't
hug the
that
creature.
sweet? Yes. So sweet, yes. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I have something for you too. I need you all to focus on that special loved one, animal-wise, pet-wise, that you've all had before. Please, please, get the image in your mind now as I focus. Now, instead of normally ripping these people off while they're distracted, I'm going to take the advice of our circus daddy, and I'm actually just going to give these people a pleasant experience to try to take their mind off the tiny penis and all the fun jazz. And so I want all of a sudden for everyone to feel a nudge right on their right shoulder. And as they turn around, they all see that wonderful, loving pet they once had in their life.
So, this is a large audience, and this is your act, so you do have some
Please don't make them
benefits for
undead.
This. This, however, will be using of me as an Igni, reaching into
course.
your mind powers. You will
Let's
now need
go.
to use chaos. One application will be a very simple illusion, something that they all can just kind of grasp at the edge of their minds. Two applications will give them more of a solid experience. Three applications, and
Lovely.
they will think it is real as fuck.
Let's go.
Which one are you doing first, you fool? 1, 2, or 3?
Oh! Well, we want to go.
Probably that roll.
We don't want it to be real as fuck. Real as fuck.
You're going with
Let's
3
make it
applications
real
of
as fuck.
chaos? That is
Yep.
going to go horrible. So you need to get a higher than a 15
Mm-hmm.
in order
Everyone,
to
behold your
not
animals at the very
have-
moment of their death.
not have chaos happen. You have to get a 16 plus. So 15 or higher. That's what it is. 15 or higher, and you will perform this expertly. Please give me a magical roll.
Mommy, Fluffy's
Oh,
been
magical.
crushed by a car.
Sorry, that was not magical. My
That
bad.
was not
You
magical.
told me Fluffy went to the rainbow bridge in the sky.
That is a 9. That will be chaos. Would you like to use an ace?
Yes, I'll use the ace.
All right, so you have a scene ace. You can use that one for free. So go ahead and give us another roll.
All right, come on, let's go.
That fucking 20. Okay.
Huzzah!
In the case of this, I'm just going to say that this is going to be an incredible illusion for everybody that's in this audience. Do you wish to impact the audience in a great way that helps reduce some future potential threats to everyone here in the group while you're doing some things in the future? Or do you wish this to impact our Lord Rawl and shake him in some way?
Oh. Well, I want to say the benefit of all of us, but I kind of want to mess with this guy further. Let's shake him to the core.
Just a floating
Mhm.
penis.
I hope so.
So I'll leave that up to you to decide. When it comes to when you shake him, it's some sort of illusion that he cannot get rid of at the moment during this performance, unless he leaves the circus. Is it something that will cater to his humanism, to his emotions, to his heart? Or are you just going to fuck with him in some way, and how, if so?
I want to fuck with him.
Of course you do. All right, so what are you doing? What are you causing? What is this illusion that he is now stuck with?
When Ori has everyone close their eyes and tells them that they're going to feel a nudge, and when they feel that nudge, please let him know. And as soon as everyone knows, they're all going to open their eyes and turn around and see their beloved pets. However, he is going to turn around and he's just going to see his greatest fear. And his greatest fear is going to love him and just want to be near him and cozy him and just be the bestest little fear it ever could be right at his side, no matter where he goes or what he does. I'm
Okay. So everybody in the audience, you
setting
start.
him up for you. Play into it.
That's my act.
I'm setting him up for you. Play into it.
So, Ori, just
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, go on.
I think you'd be the dick that stole his act. Like, I don't think
I
you'd feel
would
bad about that.
never.
he just literally just stole his act.
It's only one man.
Copyright infringement.
So you have your energies radiate through the arena, smashing over everyone's senses, and as they are sitting there at the table, at their seats, watching, many of them just start turning, and gasps and breaths are taken in, and there's an overabundance of joy and a mixture of happy sadness that kind of washes over the arena, as well as they see lost loved ones from long ago that they thought they would never witness once more. And the audience just is taken aback. Some of them are crying, some of them are laughing, some of the kids are joyous. As we see many goldfish flopping about on the ground that don't really have anywhere to go. But since they're not living or real, they're still alive.
Magikarp?
Magikarp. And then, of course, we see Lord Rawl kind of like turn and look over at something. And his eyes become wide. And he looks to everyone else like, do you see this? And he gets very silent and very still. His face becomes a bit ashen. And he just kind of sinks into his seat and waits for the show to stop, because this is supposed to be a performance of some kind. And he
Look
begins...
at your people, my friend. Aren't they so ecstatic? Feeling all the emotions and all the joy. Aren't you just so happy for them, yes?
It's great. Yeah, it's great. He just is very quiet. So you see Lorne like walk out into the arena once more. Yes, isn't this wonderful, everyone? Congratulations on witnessing the magic of the omniscient Ori. Ori, you didn't overdo it this time, did you?
Yes.
What am I gonna do with all of you? You're gonna tear this entire place to the ground. My entire circus is gonna burn to the ground. It's gonna burn to the ground. He just grabs you out on the shoulders.
Going to be
Thank you
fine.
very much, and you're witness to the wonders of the magical omniscient Ori. And next up,
Oh, and please do be
We have-
aware,
we-
there's free readings for your future at the end of the show. Step by my tent. Goodbye.
and he like ushers you off the stage. And next, everyone, if you will raise your eyes to the center of the, we have, just look out here, and we'll be ready to be stricken with fear. As Tagi is now here. Yes,
Tear them apart,
the
Tagi.
magnificent and powerful Tagi shall make you quiver, and your boots shall allow you to speak with those that have long gone, like your pets that you have. With this said, enjoy the next part of the same show. And you see him like walk out the back. We now see Ribort back upstairs. Ribort, who's your favorite pet that you ever had that had passed?
Okay, so can I just make up something that's from Hornborn?
Absolutely, because it's such a chaotic magic place. Anything
A
goes.
just giant flying worm.
Okay, so just
Like,
suddenly
just
you
a
see
massive, like
you see your
like
giant
20 foot
flying
long.
worm friend that's just in the air next to you.
Oh, it's so good to see you. Oh, I miss you so much. Come here and give it like tiny little frog hand, like giving it scratches.
You see the thing?
Oh, we are you pretty. Oh, my beautiful. You're so beautiful. It's so good to see you. I've not seen you since I left home.
And
You just called him a small flower.
Oh, we. Because in here they are very small and delicate. They could very much crush me without even noticing, but they are very small, delicate, lovely.
This worm is like
It's
4
like when you have
times
like
your
a Great
size.
Dane who thinks they're like a lap puppy.
Yeah, exactly.
Except it's a 20-foot long flying worm.
And it like
You know.
starts
An
curling
Alaskan
around
goldworm?
Rivert until he's almost gone. He's giving you hugs.
Yeah.
So you recognize the cue for Tagi to come out upon the stage. How do you set up Tagi's scene?
This is going to be a little weird. But I definitely feel like flame in a row as Tagi's walking out. So like as if as he passes,
Jets of flame just explode from the ground by his feet as he walks out on the stage, onto the arena.
but it's not just flame. As he gets closer to the center of the stage, the flame starts to become deeper and greener, more unnatural, until reaches the center of the stage and a kind of like ghastly green flame kind of a huge like column that all of a sudden dies down to just this ambient kind of like sickly nasty green glow of like what I know. This is like pretty easy alchemist fire. Like you just throw some stuff and it makes it's not even alchemist fire. You just throw some stuff in fire and it makes it really cool colors. But yeah, it's really
Give me a brains
really
roll.
does the
Let's see
trick.
how successful your attempts at creating this are.
All right, there we
14.
go.
That's not too bad.
That's-
Not too bad. Before we have Tagi provide his scene, we will switch back to Aaron and Bungie as they meet up in the back. Teo, you are currently cleaning off the sweat and the fear that came from individuals that you tossed into the air very rapidly. What do we see
Is
happening?
that code for they pissed on me?
One of them.
Potentially.
Aaron, what are you doing right now? It seems as if Lauren has decided that you need to stay back here for now. Because as he's brought you back, he's looked at you and said, "We need to have a conversation later." And then he immediately after that, he had to rush out and get a hold of Ori because of what had just happened as well.
Aaron feels perfectly comfortable because nothing will go wrong because Lauren can't fire them all. No, so since she's been, relegated to hanging out with the crew, she's bringing beverages, clean beverages, just bubbly, to anybody who wants it, and has secreted some of Teo's favorite candy in her pocket to hand her as soon as she finishes getting clean.
All right. Is Teo's favorite candy Ribort's candy?
It's not drugs. I don't need drugs. I'm fine without steroids, guys.
Bungie, how do you react to Aran being brought into the back? Not typically the thing that happens, but it's how it's happened.
Just the acknowledgement, and then like looking back, and then kind of sidesteps. She sidesteps a little to the side because she doesn't want to be too close because Aaron too pretty to stand next to. Not that she would ever say that, but
So Bungie steps away a little bit, trying
Yeah.
not to be, compared.
I try to stand next to somebody a lot uglier that's back there.
Move around next to some people in the back. Yeah, you're ugly enough for me.
Hi, Gork. Yeah, you stand right there.
She'll do.
All right, so
You're
we
having
move.
an off day, so
We move back to the flames, the green atmospheric energies. Tagi, how does your show begin?
By the way, Tagi's not really a fearful name. I think I said my performer name was like Ali Astaire Crawler or something.
Oh,
as
right,
in
you
Alistair
did. I just
Crawley.
didn't have it available for me to.
Dr. Ali
Too many
Astaire
characters.
Crawler or some shit like that. I don't know, but that's not important right now. Well, after that fantastic intro with the flames, I get on the center of the stage and I just stand there. Kind of almost like in a very still motion, in a very uncomfortable way. Almost gets like awkward, but while I'm just staring, I just look at the audience. I study them for like a minute. Do like make eye contact with some of them, and during that time, very still. Trying to read a lot of them, trying to figure out who here is probably well, I probably know who that is, but who here is needs a little bit of humbling, who's a bit of a asshole, and yeah, and also if anyone has any ethereals or ghosts or something attached to them and what that might mean.
Okay, give me
So-
a magical roll to see, as you're looking amongst these individuals, what you can sense about any of them.
And I bet definitely Robert has like some eerie sound, like one of those like thunder sounding like metallic things to build suspense.
The giant
Absolutely.
copper sheet that he's
Yeah,
just
you're
waving.
like, yeah, you just see Robert. It's like,
Just shaking that sheet.
and like to be clear, Robert's a kobold, so not that tall, so it's about the same size as they are.
All right, so are you okay with the
So-
11?
Yeah, I guess I have to be.
2 ones are better than 1 1.
That's true.
Exactly.
Okay, so looking
But
around the
also
audience.
keep in mind that everything I found out was from my my 20 roll. So this relates to this, right? Right?
I mean, it's helpful for sure. So in this moment, looking through the audience in the nearby, in the present, the first thing that catches your eye is a young man, probably late teens, early 20s. And as he stands there just kind of watching you see his arms held in close. He's standing in a protective stance. Someone that harbors a lot of personal fears. Someone who doesn't have a lot of confidence. He's the first person that you see with the 11.
Do people still have the little fear things in their? What were they again?
They were like little espers of fear, so some sort of.
Are they're still active, right?
There's some out there, but they've been broken up. They're rarer now than they were before. After
And
seeing,
I'm assuming
the
this
dong.
kit has them attached to them.
Yes, there's multiples of them milling about around his ankles.
And what about the guest of honor up there?
Lord Rawl? Lord Rawl,
Yeah.
right now, there is a dark cloud sitting on top of him.
What could that dark cloud mean?
Hey, Grumpy.
Okay. And do I spot anyone who needs humbling too?
Humbling is a little harder one. With that roll, it's difficult to get a read on some of the individuals that are in the audience, but you don't see a lot of people who are doing more than bearing witness to the show and being rather quiet. It seems like a lot of the individuals in this crowd have been humbled already.
But they're already like being told. Some of them are still being told that, hey, this guy is super respectful and awesome, and we need to.
That's true. That's true. And there are some of Lord Rawl's entourage nearby, and some of those individuals are standing there with like a cocky grin upon their face.
Can I read surface thoughts from here?
You can attempt to. Give me a magical roll, and once more, and we'll see if you can read it.
It's my ability, right? Like,
Yeah.
You also get a +1 to this roll from last coffee bean.
Yep. LCB sent you a 1.
actually, I'm gonna hold off to that roll for a second because I need to prompt the surface thoughts I need to read it.
True.
So after studying them for a second and like really trying to make the audience uncomfortable while doing so, when I feel ready, I will kind of indicate that I'm ready to go to our special effects friend,
Okay.
Rivert. I'll go. Suddenly go from still to, and then bang my little cane on the floor, which has spark powder, like a little bit of spark powder underneath it, which will like blow, and then if Ripper allows this, will suddenly go to a blackout.
All right, so let's look at the timing on this. Ribert, give me a brains roll as you set the timing exactly for the moment of the cane striking the ground.
Hey,
15, nice.
That's rolls today.
We see you move over to the machinery to handle all the lighting, and right as that cane strikes the ground, just you turn everything off. They can't hear the sound of all the levers being switched with the explosion downstairs. And then you immediately see glowing. Your worm friend splits into like 4 or 5 glowing multicolored versions of itself. It seems to have gone through the molting where they split
no, it is
into
not.
multiple
It is that time of
babies.
year already.
And you notice that as they move around you, they seem to start sticking to your legs and to the equipment up here, as you now have a bunch of gummy worms
Oh
that
no,
have
I
become
love you so
spooked by the
much.
darkness. So as they
No,
rush here and there, they actually seem to physically affect
Are
the
they
catwalk,
bouncing here and there and
which
everywhere?
begins causing things
Yeah.
to rumble and move. Give me an agile roll to retain your balance.
Ooh,
Hey,
hey, I get a
um,
bonus to that though. Oh,
Nice.
oh,
So you very easily, almost with
balance.
frog-like grace, stick your feet to the catwalk. However, Alan, on the other hand, what? You see him like
Zipline
grabbing onto
grapple.
things, and you just grab a hold of him and hold him still. Thank you. What happened?
Must be les legumes.
And we move back down below. Tuggy, the lights go black.
And I start like moving amongst the audience while booming my voice in such a way that projects the entire circus, and start going,
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my domain. It is I, the Lord of Fear. I am the one who lurks in the dark when you fear the dark. Fuck, I should have prepared that. That sounded cooler in my head. Never mind. That's not what I said. I said something cooler. Probably. I am that which. Someone got frazzled. I am that which withholds you from achieving your dreams. I am what has toppled empires. Who here dares face me?
and then suddenly I like sort of do a little cue to Rivert, and suddenly appear by the little man who you said would probably need some support. Actually, no. I try to go to him last. I appear at the guest of honors, like smuggy friends.
All right, so you appear before one of the guards that he has with him, and what do you see? He, like gasps for a second, and then
I appear
notices you.
suddenly amongst them and go,
You, good sir. What is it you fear?
I fear nothing. I
read
fear
surface
nothing.
thoughts.
Reading surface thoughts now. All right, give me a magical roll.
Alright, so you're
Fuck.
seeing my boss's
So-
penis.
Ace.
Okay.
Fuck it. Do the ace with the performance.
You just see a dangling dong. That's all you see. All right, that's a 12.
And I get
That's
a
not that
+1, and also don't I get a pluses to my performance?
Yes, you have a +3 total. That puts you to 15. With a 15, the first thing that comes to his mind is bats.
Is that so? You fear nothing.
Nothing. I am without fear. I am deserving of my position as the regent to our Lord Rawl.
Of course, Regent of Lord Rawl. So you wouldn't mind if I do this?
And I can I what? Well, I think we talked that my staff had a little bit of a special thing in it, but also to conjure little illusions of bats.
So were you trying to manifest actual bats, or something that is an elemental form of a bat, or were you trying to put it as an illusion in the mind of the individual? 'Cause
Elemental form
looking
of a
to
bat. I want people to see it too.
Okay. What element are you going to
The
focus on?
showmanship, obviously.
You've got wind, air,
wind.
water, lightning, fire.
Wind, because I want them to go amongst the audiences, and I want them to feel the little
Okay.
feelings in their necks as it comes out of fear and then spreads around all over the circus.
Okay. Do you want this to be something directed towards the power of your magical capability, or that it might be done with finesse so that it doesn't necessarily harm anyone?
What would I have to do for finesse? I guess it would be a little bit of
Finesse would be a perception-based roll, an awareness instead of magical.
Yeah, I'm studying magic all these years for a reason. It'll be magical.
Okay, so you're doing it forcefully. Got it.
Does not sound nice.
Go ahead and give me a magical roll.
The
Oh,
fuck?
that
Why
is-
am I
that
suddenly
is
after that
six.
first 20? Ah!
That is a 6. Are you okay with a 6?
Well, I don't think I have any other. I don't want to hurt people, so is that a compassion?
You already used your compassion for this episode.
Did I?
Yes, you did.
I don't remember.
I was surprised he let you use it because it was a weak argument, but yeah, you totally did.
That was a pretty good argument, but I don't remember it.
There's
So, you know,
reasons.
Wow. I don't remember it, but I'm sure it was great.
I'm
I'm
it was
sure
good.
it was
Good.
wonderful.
However,
Fine. It was fine.
It was a great argument, but I don't think I made it. So you know.
I'm not watching his performance, am I? I can't help.
You're not. You mean you could be watching his performance? You're just doing the cleanup and the getting out of your costume.
no.
This is my-
and-
That he gets weird about me watching his performances, so I probably wouldn't be. But
It's-
I'm just saying that means I can't help it anyway. Sorry.
It's true. It's true.
Does my entertainment
Well-
outfit add +1 to my performance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got a whole 7.
It should, yeah. Right.
Yeah, and also the +2s because of the performance itself. the
Yeah. So
ability.
you got a 9.
Yeah, look at
I
that.
would-
It's a 9.
I would offer to assist, but I've not had the best roll track record tonight.
I mean, I
So-
can just give everybody some punch and they'll be fine.
She can drug everyone in the audience. It'll be great.
And Ribbert
So
can
yes,
help.
what if I did this? What do I do with a 9?
Okay, so with a 9, you can either create a single bat that may not impress the crowd, or you can create a few bats that get a little bit out of hand and potentially damage the crowd.
When you say potential, what's the likelihood?
Relatively high.
You know what?
I mean, that's terrifying.
I mean, it needs to be terrifying.
So-
Whatever. Let's scare these people.
So the
and
only
if
person
they won't
harm
they won't
innocent
fear
people
the
and children.
they won't
What is
fear the
fear?
fucking thing, the guy, if they fear me.
All right, so Ribbert, you're the only one that can actually like directly, normally assist in these performances. You see Tagi stand down there, and he starts straining a bit. His capabilities, his stage effects, his magic, whatever it is, seems to be failing a little bit. So he's starting to strain a little too hard, and maybe that's going to be a problem. Is there something you can do to assist?
Not with the. Not with the straining of it all, unfortunately. Yeah, I think Rivart has to mostly like Rivart can't do anything about the magic not doing great, but can certainly help with whatever potential harmful effects it could have.
Okay, so Tagi, you will now be rolling just a straight d20. The lower you get, the worse the audience is going to be in this situation. Oh, jeez. So
Well, there you
this
go.
doesn't this doesn't count as a nat 20. It just counts as the farthest away from
Yeah,
negative
my
that you
honey.
can get. That's not
It's
what
a
this
20.
roll was.
That's
This
a
roll
nat
is
20 though.
this roll is how difficult or how damaging was it potentially going to be to the audience. So you
Well,
create a
give me
flurry
plus
of
for my
bats.
next roll because I'm
A
impressive.
flurry of bats shaped out of wind began cascading through the center of the tent. Some of the lines in here, you immediately see them and snap up towards the top of the ceiling. You see the individuals down below kind of ducking down. You see the retainer, the regent, like immediately ducking to the ground and, oh my god, they start getting afraid of what's going on. As Tagi continues standing there, you see audience screaming and some of them begin running out of the room as you see the central pole crack from some of this wind battering into it.
Oh,
I know I don't use that for my act or anything. That's fine.
yes.
I love
Clearly,
watching
with
him
the
work.
regent with you, we are in safe hands indeed, right, ladies and gentlemen?
They all kind of like looking at you with wide
never
eyes.
says what he rehearsed.
What about you?
Look to another one of them.
I'm afraid of slime.
Slime. Slime.
Yeah, I hate the way it feels. It's sticky. It gets everywhere. You can't wash it off very well. Some of it's disintegrative. I don't like having my clothes damaged. I like looking good.
I feel like
Read
this is
surface
a
thought?
ADHD.
No,
He's just
Okay,
saying
think of a
his
simple way to
surface
remedy
thoughts out loud.
this.
Yeah, you don't need my help, buddy. Anyone else dare challenge me? Not with slime, though. That's easy. Anyone?
So, looking around the room, do your eyes move over to the young lad now, or do you wish to do anything else? Lord
First, it
Rawl,
moves
at this
to
point,
the Lord Rawl.
he's gotten up as the wind has started buffeting the inside of the tent, recognizing that it might be potentially dangerous, and he's already afraid. He turns and he just starts leaving.
Lord Rawl, where are you going? I'm sure
I
you
have-
have not been afraid.
I am not afraid. I
Can-
have
can
events to attend
report,
this
like,
evening. This is
Do
when
the
I.
intense spot as he starts leaving, you know, like the
Oh, of course. Well, the lights
Blooming and
follow.
grouping.
The
Yeah.
lights follow wherever the
Lord
tension is.
Rawl, will
Obviously.
you leave your people to the likes of me to terrorize? Please. I'm sure they need a demonstration to see that the great Lord Rawl can protect our people from just a measly little terrorizer such as me.
Tagi, are you looking to prey upon the idea that if he leaves now, he will lose even more face after everything that's happened? So, kind of an intimidation tactic. Or do you wish to cater to his own sense of personal capability using charming to try to get him to stay, to face the evil fears that you've provided, to make him look stronger?
I mean, I was thinking about charming, just like playing to his ego.
Okay, that works.
But,
Give me a charming roll then, and we'll see if you can play to his ego.
I suck at charming. There we go. But
Hmm.
you know, +1 because of entertainer, and you know, +2 is because this is in my act.
Mhm. He looks at you and like looks at the exit a couple times, and you see him like visibly swallow. Yeah, I'm not afraid of anything.
Of course, the great Lord Rawl. How can you be afraid of anything? Everyone here knows great Lord Rawl is here to protect. What can just the likes of me do to the great Lord Rawl?
Yeah. Yeah. What? Yeah. Facing my fears. I've already faced my greatest fears. What do you have to provide? Huh, right. Yeah. Yeah, I can do this.
So what is your greatest fear? Read surface
Aren't you
thoughts.
supposed to know what this is? You read his surface thoughts. Give me
Yes.
a magical roll. An 11.
I put a +3 with everything.
Yep. You reach into his mind as far as you can, and something pushes you out.
His greatest fear is.
What is that?
I don't know. That's up to Dyson.
Pretzels. I genuinely heard Steven say pretzels, so
I mean, legit.
Pretzels!
You don't get to
Yeah,
see
they're
what your
boiled
illusions
before baked.
provide. Ori, you didn't get to see what your illusions provided to individuals. That was personal to each one of them.
So
Did those illusions count as like the seeing ghosts quirk?
No, because it's in the mind's eye. It's not actually a physical entity. Or
What
anything.
ghosts do I see around him?
You look at him. Remember that you saw him shadowed before. This time it will require a perception roll.
fine. Fuck, you're gonna make this hard
You've
for
been
me.
rolling so well. You'll be fine.
Oh my god, what the fuck? Ah!
7. 8, 9, 10.
10.
That's a 10.
Yeah.
With a 10, looking at him, there is something you can see what appears to be tendrils of something. It's just at the edge of your periphery, at the edge of your vision, and they seem to be grasping into him, and they stretch beyond the tent.
Can I use my entropy ability to try to rot that tendril out?
It's not of an actual physical presence, so no.
Is there anything I can do with my magical abilities to affect that tendril?
If you'd like to dip into some chaos, you could attempt
Fuck yeah,
to.
I do.
Okay,
I
okay.
need to go big or go home. Worst case, I'm gonna just make this kid feel better about themselves at the end. That'll be my act. It'll be weird, but
With your rules, what could possibly go wrong?
Okay.
So,
one,
magical?
one,
Oh.
one evocation of chaos will grant him a brief moment of clarity. 2 applications of chaos, and you might get more of an idea of what's happening here, and potentially pull those tendrils for a while. 3 applications of chaos, you will completely disconnect whatever's happening to this individual right now, and suffer the consequences.
When you fucking say it like that, oh shit.
Well, technically, since it's chaos, he could say or suffer the consequences on the end of all of the things.
True.
It's just fuck. I wanna say 3 just out of principle, but I'm too afraid now. But I'll understand everything, and my show will be good regardless. Right? And I can't re-roll this.
No, you cannot. So 1, 2, or 3?
Yeah, 2.
2 it is. Roll higher than a 10 to avoid chaos. Give me a magical roll, please.
You've only made yourself afraid here, Sinan.
That's going to be a chaos roll, my friend.
What? How am I rolling so bad? Oh my god.
Getting it all out of the way early on, and then
You and
you'll
me
just
both.
get
Let's
all
do
good
this.
rolls. Yeah.
You need to bribe your dice more.
Let's
It's
see
really
what
hard
happens.
to rub them on your boobies when they're electronic. That's
That's what
usually
I
works
do.
For my, yeah.
And this was
I can't do it on
when
these.
Cirque
It's like,
Noir came to an end. Right here, they no longer got any shows anywhere ever again.
I didn't even get to go on.
Oh, fuck. Instead of the ability triggering, it spreads Aether everywhere, causing anything within range 2 of the caster to gain 1d4 overload. This is actually going to be 3d4 overload because you have increased the chaos of the effect. The caster loses the same amount of overload. NPCs lose 1 ability use for the rest of the scene. So go ahead and give me 3d4, and this overload now crackles amongst the crowd and everyone else nearby.
Thank God I didn't watch the show.
4.
Right?
You're fucking lucky. So you're.
what does this look like? What does this
So you
mean
raise
for-
your hands, you look into his eyes, you see some sort of entity, some sort of darkness that's got its tendrils in Lord Rawl. And as you reach out to grab this thing, whatever it is, you can see your magic reach out, grab a hold of the tendrils, and then chaos happens. Dark strands of lightning begin bouncing through the room. There's a small shockwave that radiates out from the center of this contact that you've made. And as it rips through the crowd and through yourself, you see Aether begin burning through their skin. The smallest and the weakest individuals nearby hit the ground in pain. The parents, the families, the starving, the underfed, all of them start writhing in agony around you. Only the most hale and hearty and well taken care
You're
of.
joking, right?
No, I am not.
This is how you're starting the.
And everybody nearby begins like shaking and cowering and hitting the floor, screaming
What do you
erupts.
mean nearby? Like, am I nearby?
This is everything within range 2 of the caster. So this is extended out to range 6, which is 30 feet, which is not in the tent exit where everybody else is. This is just in the arena.
Ooh, Bungie, you better get your glamour on for your show.
Well,
Wait,
I was
so
actually,
it's just the arena itself, so it's not the
Yeah.
audience.
Well, the audience is in the arena.
in the
You're in
arena,
the
it's a
crowd with
circus
the audience
tent.
right now.
No, but he was leaving.
Yeah,
I
you
said
had
he
to
went
walk
through the
through because the leaving's out
No,
the
no,
back
no,
of the
no,
tent
it's-
behind
he
the
was-
audience. You
he
walked
was-
into the middle of the audience.
And I invited him on stage, so yeah.
so-
I can probably fix it.
So
I
yes,
invited him on
overloading, going above your limit causes physical damage to you. You have put a whole bunch of people who don't have much control over limit over their limit of Aether and have now started to cause lasting damage to many of them.
I feel like immediate little like flashing light goes
Bling, bling, bling.
on Aaron's little vendor sign that's like a
Mhm.
hey, people are we need people to like
Wait.
us.
Exactly.
Wait. Can I? Okay. All right. This is probably gonna be another chaos roll if you will even allow it.
Can
Um,
someone please get the hook and let me go on?
Since I
Robert?
because I was saying I was feeding something with my show too, right? That I was like in my staff or whatever. And since that has to do with my
You've
magical
just
ability,
been granted an ace by the audience for your
Oh,
disaster, Toggy.
I'm gonna get into
so can I
position.
re-roll that? Imagine that roll.
I'll let you re-roll the chaotic aether table. Sure.
over 10.
Can I re-roll the magic roll?
Oh, come on.
I will give you.
Hook
I will
'em.
give you one chance to re-roll your magic roll. That is it. Just one.
And if I
You get a
fail,
+1.
it will I will get this
I will
ability
let
again
you.
because
I'll let you roll on the. I will
I
let
might
you
have
roll.
a solution to this problem though.
You want
So
this to be the thing?
I'm gonna if my solution is viable, but let's see.
I'm gonna let you choose. Okay, here we go. Oh, 21 that time instead.
I love you, whoever audience member gave me that ace. You are awesome. Thank you so much.
Nora, we love you,
And
and
there's
we love Kells, and we also love
It's a and I will just say
Adromac.
that's
Strat.
actually a
Strat
23.
has given
Strat's
you a
amazing.
+1, and Kel's given a +1, and Nora gave you an ace. So the
I was
audience
gonna
saved.
ask if my little ancestry thing would let me spread just a flesh wound to the entire audience, but
That would be another chaos roll. Sir.
I know that's why I was saying, but it wouldn't be a solution, no.
I mean, technically, if you get it to work, but you could just amplify the problem.
Who knows?
With that roll instead, you reach out and you touch this tendril, and a vast distance separates you from whatever it is that is contacting this individual. Over this vast distance, you feel an immense amount of power and an irritation. The fact that you severed these ties doesn't seem to anger or upset whatever is on the other side of that line. Rather, it just sees it as a minor setback. And as those tethers separate, you know that they will return within a matter of time. Lord Rawl, you see like the whiteness on his face fade away, and he hits his knees on the ground. And he looks up at you in a daze.
Now read surface thoughts and actually get his like real fears without the tendrils, and then just do a little nice little magic show.
You see the face of a rotund man laughing on the deck of a sky ship, an airship.
Small dick and daddy issues is my guess.
Oh, I thought he was afraid of Santa Claus.
So you see this large
His
rotund
dad
man
is
that is very obviously more than he seems on the back of or on the deck of an airship, surrounded by other powerful, rich-looking individuals who are all sipping and drinking this same golden liquid together on this airship. You see Lord Rawl himself at the table, sipping of that golden substance, and then you just snap back out of his forethoughts.
I want to try to like wait. I have the ability to no. That was later in the Aether Mage, right?
Yeah, you
Trying to change her
you
face.
still gotta wait a little bit longer on some of those powers.
But I can still give him an illusion in his mind, right?
Yes, that's from Look Into My Eyes.
I'm going to move closer to him from the darkness, like leave the spotlight I'm in, go into the dark to get close to his face, and as my face, like as I move towards the darkness to close to him where he can see my face, between that moment he can't see it, I'm gonna try to turn into that face he fears.
Okay,
In his
give
mind.
me a magical roll. Let's see how accurate you are.
The people don't need to see this one; they just need to see him scream. I'm a Nayane.
7.
But with a 10.
It is a 10, after all. With a 10, you hear him just like he is in front of you. He is very terrified by this individual, and while you've stricken away whatever dangerous illusion that Ori had set him up with previously. He looks at you and goes, what have I done to you?"
Do you see something you don't like? What was his name again?
Rawl,
Raoul?
why do you torment me so? Get your claws out of me, you demon!
Oh. So you do recognize me as a demon, Raoul. Please, go to your meeting then. This city does not need your protection after all, it seems.
I will leave. If that's what you want, just stay out of my mind, and I will leave.
Toodaloo. You there! And then now I look at the little kid.
So the soldiers, the retainers for Rawl, like turn and start escorting him out of the building, obviously terrified. Looking back over their shoulder, you get the distinct impression that they are not satisfied with this circus, and that you might not be welcome here much longer.
That's not my fault. That's all of ours. So whatever. We all did that.
Excuse me, it's not mine. I have not gone on yet. So wash my hands of all of this nonsense.
So you move over towards the young man who's just kind of standing there quivering. He's looking up, and you see as you walk up, he like points at the central pole that's holding up the very middle of the tent.
What is there? By the way, as I move, I also do try have like small effects of like little of that. I'm also trusting Ribbert on that, like does create a spooky ambiance of haze and little crackles of lightning and fire or whatever. You know, it's
We're
not
worried
just
about
me
the
like
lightning and
playing with
fire,
people's
but
heads. It's also
not
entertaining for
River
people.
fixing the
What-
tent from falling down
what's-
on our
what-
heads.
what's-
But
what's
I'm just,
happening there?
nothing.
What's he
Yeah.
looking at?
He
So I
points
feel like
at the central pole, the central supporting structure that goes all the way up to where all the other catwalks are, into the entire platform that's holding up the top of the tent. And there's now a crack, and there's splintering wood that's starting to like peel back.
yeah. So
He's literally pointed that out twice.
yeah, I think Ribbert shoves the giant sheet of metal and stuff over to the his engineer companion, and what Ribbert is gonna do. So first of all, it not only is Ribbert in like stage blacks, but also their froggy skin is not like perfectly like chameleon-esque, but it's just hard to see them. Especially in this dark environment, is going to use I'm going to use my grapple line, and I'm going to basically spiral down the main tent pole and drag a walls from anywhere over the crack in the tent pole.
All right. So you go to spiral downward around the pole. Please give me a brains roll to see if you can angle this appropriately.
Yeah, and so this obviously is part of my circus performer feats, right? Great.
Nat fucking 20 again. How many of those tonight? Holy shit.
This is my first one.
So I will give you a choice here. There is a lot of damage that has been had when it comes to your reputation here is pretty fucked right now. Just gonna say that. Currently pretty fucked from everything that's happened with some members of the society. So do you, one, do something kind of fantastical that leads into Bungie's performance that might help save some face for the show and maybe pull Toggy out of the arena at this point, because he's kind of pushing away and scaring people to the point where they're all kind of starting to leave now, or
That's the point of my act. It's less for fear. My God. Also,
you did it too well.
I need to make this kid confident and shit.
Or in this moment, do you perfectly fix the tent structure so that it will continue to work without needing repairs and costing the circus money?
Money isn't stuff that Ripper has to worry about, so we'll go with the first option. That
Abacus is
will
gonna be pissed.
Be like save face, and all that. Like, also, if I could do it in a way that doesn't like rush Tagi off stage, but maybe, uh, the thing I'm imagining is trying to make it seem like it was all planned, right? So like, I, here's what the I want the nat 20 to be in a as I basically like, because it's a nat 20, Ripper just lets go of the grapple hook and just free falls, and basically just drags his hand down along the main tent pole, and as he does, pulls out just a little bit of extra of that green flame and does it and so what the audience sees is just a like column of green flame all of a sudden engulf the central pole of the tent, and then when it disappears in a flash, it's just completely repaired and fixed and beautiful, and like all of those bats are gone, and it and so and then just in the same instant rockets back up with the zip line grapple. So it looks like Tagi just fixed it with his magical green flame that he's already been walking around with.
Okay, so we see you very deftly zip down, flames everywhere, everybody's pointing, and suddenly the crack is sealed and gone. A couple of minutes prior, looking out into the audience, as we see Tagi harassing and terrifying the lord of the city. Yet again, another member of the circus, completely disrespecting any type of authority whatsoever and not even being tactful about it. We see Lorne standing in the back, no hat on his head, scratching his white hair, sighing to himself. They really don't know how to do this well, do they? Oh,
Sorry, Circus Daddy.
oh God. And he turns over to
Stop trying to
Bungie.
make that happen, Gwen.
He turns over to Bungie and he goes, Bungie, I need you to save this, please. Can you get out there and just make sure that we don't...
So, as soon as he goes to talk to Bungie, he realizes that Bungie is not there. Bungie is already taken her place in the rafters using the distraction of Ribort hopping down and doing his poof to get into position at the top of the rafter and hooks her bungee cord to said raptor.
Okay.
And then snaps, and Ribort knows that that's the time to shut the lights.
So in the darkness, as the lights
I
are
couldn't inspire
clicked
this kid.
off,
That was the point.
as you see the lights click off, and it seems like your position. You see Lorne come out there with what's Ricky, and they both have one of those like candy cane hooks, and they just like grab a hold of you and pull you backstage. And Lorne looks at you.
While that happens, I try to immediately like read the kid's mind and learn his fear, and then try to give him a little illusion that like makes him overcome it.
Give me a
So you just
magical
desperately
roll,
like, "No."
please, as you desperately send it out. And don't fuck it up. Critical failure.
Oh, no.
Critical failure.
He just gets hooked and he's off the stage. Off the
fucking
stage now.
failure.
Now.
Critical.
Don't blame me for the
fucking
fucking dice rolls.
failure.
Sinan, this is not personal. Get the fuck off the stage, man.
Sanan, do you find a deep darkness that leaves you unsettled and unable to perform anything else, including your own after-work activities in this poor child's mind, because you take their fears all into yourself? Or do you cause him to just go into a coma for about a day and a half?
Wait. What was the first one?
You're going to take all of his fears directly into you, causing you to be incapable of doing much. Or do you wish to put him in a coma?
First one.
Okay.
I will achieve my goal, and my show's over anyway. I need some rest.
So in his
Right?
mind's
That's
eye,
what I understand.
as you pull in this information, suddenly you are overwhelmed as you realize that the energies you have just drawn out of this child have made him stronger. And you get pulled off into the back of the tent.
But the kid's stronger now.
No.
Wait, what? I thought it was the thing.
Other him, Sinan.
Tagi.
Other him.
Him.
Wait, who him?
Someone that you were hiding from other people.
Oh! Wait. Sorry, I'm completely. Give me the choice. Tell me the choice again.
You can't go backwards. You've already chosen,
I know.
sir.
I just need to understand what I've chosen because I guess I didn't.
You
Ladies
drew
and gentlemen,
darkness out of the young man, and it is going to have a lasting impact upon yourself. Or you can allow him to go into a sweet, blissful coma for a few days.
I'll take. Fine. I'll take the negative of it. I don't want to hurt the
Okay,
child, but
okay.
But what is the him thing that I didn't get?
A certain ancestor.
Okay, so what happened with him? I'm now.
The energies you pulled out of the
that
young
made him
man
stronger.
have made
Okay,
the
okay.
ancestor stronger.
That's
Yes.
fine. That's fine. That we'll deal with that later. Okay, fine. But the kid is okay, and the kid is
Yeah, you see him
stronger
like
for it.
begin smiling in the distance as you are pulled aside
That's
with the
what I
shepherd crooks.
wanted.
Bungie, you are now darkness.
we're 5 minutes over time.
We are.
I'm not going on under these conditions. I'm going to my trailer and I want green M&Ms. Fuck all of you all.
All right, so I guess that's the end of tonight's
No,
episode.
I don't know. Can I go? Is it too late?
You can
I don't
go.
know what's
I don't care.
happening.
We started like half an hour late, so it's fine with me if everybody wants to go out the last scene. That's where it would end naturally.
I mean, I have lost all gumption and courage, but I'm gonna try. I ADHD.
Okay.
I get interrupted a lot, and I don't know if I can do this, but I'm gonna try. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the star of the show. Fear not. Let yourself relax. Calm. Be one with the sparkle.
I'm gonna bungee down. I got like a blue glowy rose in my teeth because you know, aesthetics. And I'm gonna bungee down, but it's like a swan jump, you know, epically graceful, you know, like ballerina style. And then but is not Draken Rawl, but Rawl, is he in here still?
Rawl is almost at the exit, leaving with his cadre of individuals.
So I want to, as I like go down with my bungee cord, I want to pop and stop like right near him as much as I can.
Okay.
I had like a bunch of spells, but they all got negated.
Negated?
You know what? Never mind. Drop that part. I don't go down there. From the top, I'm gonna sparkle. So sparkle pop fireworks, and then I'm gonna use comforting nights on the entire theater.
Okay.
Not theater. Whatever we are in, a circus tent. Sorry, I'm nervous now. I lost it so many times.
It's okay. I'm sorry. You're doing great. You're doing great.
Oh, great.
No, thanks.
This is so far going one of the best performances of the night.
Actually, actually,
that's
yes.
not saying a whole lot, but yeah. So yeah. Anyway, pop down, sparkle, do the thing. And then that comforting night, which will, like a cool evening breeze in the summer, the dim light bringing peace and tranquility. I exude an aura of well-being to others in the area nearby. And then it's all allies within a range of 6. I am going to say, if I may, that perhaps the entire audience
At this point, since they are my adoring fans, are my allies.
I will allow it.
And if they don't like me, they'll die.
For
the
the
chaos
need to,
effect was range 6, and Ty was saying it was
you're
hitting
at
the whole
range
audience.
6
So there we
already.
go.
That's the whole audience.
So
Yeah.
there we go.
So I will ask you a question. If you'd like
I
to keep it
will answer it probably.
with Calming Night as is, that will basically give everyone a chance to chill the fuck out and not be so scared anymore, for sure. If you wish to spend one mote of chaos, one application of chaos, you can extend the effect to give them a little more of a calming sensation that makes them also more interested in what you're doing.
Oh yeah, no, I want to like literally sparkle their eyes.
Okay.
So yeah, like as it goes down and like the sparkle rains from the entire tent in this tranquil light that does happy calm thoughts to everyone, including Rawl.
All right, give me a magical roll and get higher than a natural 5, or there will be chaos.
a magical roll?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh goodness. That's it. Actually, it's a 20 because it's part of my thing, and then it's a +1 because I've got my costume.
Sure, I have a pitch for
Sorry.
how I can link you and Rawl up, if you wanna like impress him and stuff.
So I'm absolutely down. I'm gonna say that because you're tech crew,
Mhm.
you're the guy. I'm the star. You and I are BFFs, and I trust you implicitly.
So here's the pitch is essentially you have this rose, right? And so you do your thing and like announce like, oh, if only there was someone else for me to perform with, and I can drop another rose, and using Tracer, it will land directly in front of Rawl. So it'll
Yes.
land perfectly.
Okay. So the rose, the wink at Ribbert, because obviously we do this. This is
It's done this like thousands of
yeah.
times.
This is like, oh shit, SOS. We gotta save the day again, right? Yeah. So she's gonna do her land thing and then like kind of float down into the middle, of the arena with the thing and say, "Oh, is everyone feeling better? Everybody ready to see the most amazing performance you've ever seen? Who's ready?"
And the audience starts cheering, and it starts off like slowly at first, and then everybody starts to have their energy back, ready to witness something other than the crazy terrifying they've been part of for a while now.
Sometimes it's really hard to be the brightest shining star in the room. If only there was someone out there strong enough and charisma-ish enough to perform with me. Who could it be, though?
we see drifting down a lot faster than it should than a second beautiful sparkling blue rose.
Who is this handsome man who fate has brought us together? You look like an important person, sir.
I'm the lord of the city.
A lord of the city, that's so impressive. You must be so important.
Some would call me that.
Would you come out here? I promise you, I won't expose any part of yourself other than the miraculous charisma that you have inside. Not
If
your
you
fear.
weren't a goblin, I wouldn't go along with this.
Yeah, I can't tell you a lie.
So he's like, well, young lady, then I assume this will be
Come on.
all right. Sure. And he like walks in the direction that you're pulling him towards.
Okay, so here's the thing. That rose that you have right there, that is a magic rose. Can you feel the magic?
It's magic.
It's magic.
Was this created by a mage?
We don't tell our secrets here at the circus.
Oh. Well, what does it do?
Now, that rose will only glow when it is held by the most powerful, most intelligent, and best leadership that there is. But what you got to do to try is you got to think, you got to look at that rose, and you need to think of all the love that you have for your people, and it'll show in that flower. The better man you are, the brighter it's gonna glow. You think you can do that?
I've been stripped naked and flung around a bunch and then had myself nearly wee myself, and you're now asking me to put this rose that is supposed to glow if I'm a good person and care for my people in hand? Are you going to make this dark on purpose?
I tell you, I would never do such a thing. And only a truly magnificent man could go through all of that, yet stand up here with his head held high. I don't doubt that you're going to make that rose glow brighter than it's ever glowed before.
I mean, I suppose, with logic like that and coming from a goblin,
Robert starts to play some "Do It" chants in the audience.
The audience
to get a little chance for
bounces
it.
back and forth between.
And you see him lift up the rose.
Come on, everybody! Do you think Lord Roll can do it?
Lord Roll can do it! He can do it all night long! They start cheering.
Yeah, the size of his penis would indicate otherwise, but that's okay. I'm gonna keep that to myself. Okay. So you're gonna look me in the eyes, Lord Rawl, and then focus, you see? And her eyes sparkle, obviously, very charmingly.
Of course.
And look at this flower. Deep into its petals. Look inside. And then, of course, I'm going to use my Luminaire to, it's going to spark, not spark literally, but
Yeah.
do like a little, like theatrics, right? It's going to glow a little bit. And then, just enough to kind of start the face going so that the audience goes, oh, because, like, they're like, is it going to happen? Or are we going to see his dick again, right? Like, it's like a whole thing. And it's...
Go ahead and give me a charming roll, and we'll just see how well you've performed that. 7. That's a 10.
I am gonna roll compassion because I'm actually trying to be nice to this guy at this point.
Okay,
Yep.
I will accept that.
Okay, let's see if it does better.
Critical failure.
Somebody use that regular ace.
Okay.
I'm really trying not to fuck this up because we don't want to get ridden out of town on a rail. There we go.
That is
So that's
a 18.
15, and that.
So he stares at it for a second, and we see a flare, and he kind of moves back a little bit.
And of course, Riverort knows at this point this is where the lights are gonna dim, so that so that the audience can see the glow of Rawl's face.
And just because Ripper can't help it, the spotlight starts on his dick a little bit, but then immediately goes back up. Just a little fake out.
And then you see
That's not
Raw
made of
holding
stone.
this thing, and it begins sparking in hand, and he kind of lifts it up. And as he lifts it above his head, you see it just like glowing with a bright glow, and the city folk begin cheering and screaming out, how much they enjoy this.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a true hero in our midst. Can we give Lord Rawl a hand for his glorious magnificence?
Yeah, you hear everybody cheering and clapping and you see from out of the corner of your eye, Bungie, you look over and you see Lorne standing there at the edge of the tent with like a tear coming down his cheek as he looks out at you.
You hear a ting. And she winks again. So, Lord Rawl, I just want, for one thing, how long is that weird mohawk gonna last? Do I know? Because
till tomorrow.
Till tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I think you need a more magnificent hat. That is the hat of a ringmaster. You're not a ringmaster. You're a true hero. Somebody bring me another hat. I'm gonna say bring me the hat of glory, which is some random bowler hat that's on the prop table.
Everybody just named it the Hat of Glory.
No, I just named it.
You just named it that.
Yeah, it is not a hat of
In
glory.
this moment.
This very moment.
You see Lorne rush to the back and grab a hold of the bowler cap of glory.
It's 100% a hat that got left behind, and it's just gotten a small mythology around it because it's just nobody claimed it for so long.
So as Lorne steps out holding this hat, Ribort, I'm assuming you spotlight him, and he holds it up. I have brought forth the Hat of Glory.
Oh no. I was looking forward to eventually claiming that hat.
Alan's like, that was
You'll
never
have your
going to be
opportunity,
your hat.
The hat.
No, it never will.
So she's gonna do like the good old the
roll
flip,
down the arm.
pop, and then as it pops up, take Lauren's hat, put it on, and then switch the hats. Mostly because I don't want you to have to do the art again, and I like the hat that you used for Lauren. So I'm gonna
Thanks.
I also know he likes this hat. Yeah. Lord Rawl, this is your hat. I tell you, you have been through it today. You have survived your greatest fears. You have survived being pants. You have survived all things that most men would run away from, yet you have stayed. You go sit back in your seat. Everyone give one more hand for Lord Rawl because he's great.
Everybody cheers, and you see him just kind of turn towards you with appreciation in his eyes. I was thinking of having you all kicked out of the city, but I think I'll reconsider. And you see him like turn and start heading towards the
Lord
sea.
Raw, I just want to say as you leave that I do house shows. If you ever want to talk to my agent. Lauren,
He like looks over. I might take you up on that.
give him the card.
Takes your card.
In the middle of the show.
And with
Just
that,
for,
Lauren like
networking.
comes over and helps Spongy take a bow at that moment. And thank you, one and all. I hope you have had an excellent time here at the Cirque Noir. And as always, enjoy yourselves, enjoy the night, and we'll see you next time. And you hear like music begin playing again, and the stage goes dark, and he escorts Spongy off very quickly. Yeah, and then as we see everybody moving into the back for their getting out of their costumes and preparing for the evening and what have you, Lauren like walks everybody into their preparation area, moves all the curtains in place, turns and looks at you
Honestly-
all very sternly,
Thanks, Laura.
Circus Daddy's mad.
and he says, "We all need to have a talk."
It wasn't our worst night.
And with that, the
Quite
curtain
successful, yes.
swings
I'd
shut.
really
think
like
it
to
was a good
actually
day.
get to do my acrobatic
As-
show for once.
As tonight's events
Why is
come to a
everyone looking at me?
close.
My whole point is to make people scared. Like, it's in the name.
Thank you very much,
You have
everybody,
to
for
to make them calm. That's the point. It's a
thanks
Thailand.
everyone
It's
for
a
witnessing
visual
our
reason.
first major attempt at trying to make the circus work. I'm sure we'll continue to be successful in the future. So that was episode 1 of Cirque Noir.
I mean, technically, Sanan did exactly what he wanted to do.
I mean, he did. He did what
Scared
he
the
said he was
Jesus
gonna
out of the
do.
guy, and
That's
then he
true.
made the kid empowered.
Not did
And-
everything you wanted to do 100%.
Everybody kind of did. So that worked. That worked.
And it seems like Bungie's whole point is to make people relax. That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's your fucking show. You
That's
you
like
schedule-
not what
you're
I
the one
do,
who
though. I
scheduled
just
this
keep having to
timeline,
do
guys.
it because
Trust
you
the
keep
timeline.
making people want to murder us.
I scared them. You calm them
I
down.
just
That's
tripped.
not what I'm supposed to do. You just trip. You are the
So-
one
I
who
touched
said
their
it's
That's what I
hearts.
did is I just tripped.
It
I
was
mean,
a-
that was an honest accident.
And we can't go around showing penises all over the place. It's supposed to be a family show.
Not my fault he doesn't wear underwear.
That was weird.
It was a riveting journey of a night. Yes,
My
yes.
question is, how is he not wearing? Like, don't you think that would chafe with the pants that he was wearing? Like,
I
it's his
assumed they
fault.
were silk.
They were.
I've never really known a lord not to wear undergarments,
I'm
just for the
trying to get
record.
him there.
I suppose he does not have to worry about sitting on it.
This is true.
Yeah.
So
Also,
No adjusting
I
for
tell
him.
people that the guy's being controlled by some tendrils that connect to something else, and maybe we should talk about that. What the fuck? You know?
There's
You wanna-
tendrils.
You want to say that in front of your sister? You sure? You want to read that?
Oh
Maybe
my
they're-
god!
they're
the fucking
metaphorical.
machine's burning again.
Oh,
all right,
Tail,
everyone.
You better get that.
So this has been a beautiful and wonderful train wreck. I'm glad to be back and part of this and getting this to play with all of you crazy cats once more. And I hope everybody has enjoyed themselves and our audience as well. We're gonna go around the table. Just give us a moment you enjoyed, and if you have more to provide, like other things you might be part of or that you want to share, that is your time to do so. We'll start off with Shannon, Bungie.
Well, and I do.
Yeah.
A favorite. So yeah, Shannon and Bungie, and I forgot to say I am Blitzen Gamer, which is the thing I haven't said in a while. I liked all the parts were very funny, and yeah, that's not my act. Just saying.
That's not the right.
I had a whole thing. But no, it worked out well. I am excited to see what his tendrils lead to, and I am hoping that he gives me a call for a private audience, and then we can break into his house.
Oh, jeez. All right, Teo and Anna, yeah, your turn. I'm so tired.
I've been doodling.
Doodle.
Hi, I'm Anna, also known as Sanctum Cosplays, also known as Teo. Teo wasn't supposed to be that chaotic when you're given the opportunity to pant someone, you do have to take it. It is a contractual obligation. So Teo
We
will
all
be mellowing
sign
out a
stuff.
little bit more, but it is a contractual obligation when given the chance to pants a human. You can find me here every other week on Wednesdays, and eventually on either stream or a podcast that hasn't been decided yet, Eden's Fall, which is a Lancer situation. And I'm piloting Mothra, so really that's all you can ask for is I am piloting the mech version of Mothra.
Mech Mothra?
Mech Mothra, yeah. Terrorizing West Virginia just in general, because you know, Mech
Nice.
Mothra.
Because it could use
Like
it.
you do.
It really could.
Yeah. All right. Gwen, your turn.
Hi again, everybody. I am Gwen, also known as McSherry, often over there in the chat as a moderator, but every other Wednesday here as Aaron Rod. Um, I'm jealous because I am not piloting a mech Mothra, uh, but you got a pretty good feel for who Aaron Rod is. She just chaos. That's what she is, as every good Brewster is.
Oh boy. Yeah. Next time on Chaos Noir. Omniscient Ori. Steven, your turn.
You guys, honestly, did you really think that us group of crazy asses could get together and have a wholesome family show? Honestly.
I mean, you
Oh,
stole an act from your fellow actor, you know.
only for one. I brought them all up. I made them feel. I had to make that man feel awful things. He was gross. I didn't know about
You
Tinder.
don't really know anything about him yet. You're already making judgment calls.
You don't even know what it was that he was scared of. Like, it
Oh
could
my
have
gosh.
been
I know, right?
like his people falling into more poverty or something. I mean, it wasn't. Obviously, he was scared of Santa Claus or whatever, but
That is true. Honestly, in that moment, I was like, I don't know what the hell to do with this guy. Make him scared since everybody else is so gushy and lovey and touched. Anyway, I am LD Vindevil. Online wise, this is all I've got going on right now. So here I am every other week. Yay! Huzzah! Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Gwen, welcome to the Psychos. Yeah, it's really awesome
Happy
to
to
have
be
you on
here.
the group. I don't know how long it's gonna last before we self-destruct, but it's gonna be a good time while we're here.
the nice
Tagi,
thing
sit
about
on
a
your turn.
tent.
Okay. So clearly there's some kind of mind control fuckery going on. I get it. This guy's not really bad. He's probably a pawn in something. You made that much clear. But like, he is still being used as the fucking face as whatever this mind control shit is. He's still a pawn being used for that. And hey, I'm calling him out on my show. Am I supposed to go easy on him now that I know he's being controlled by tendrils? If I do, then I'm gonna look weird. Then I'm gonna look like the propaganda is actually real. He can beat the master of fear. What are you expecting me to do? And then also I'm trying to make a kid stand up to me when they couldn't stand up, so that the kid feels good. And now everyone's like, you're the reason we're gonna get pitchforked by a group of mobs.
No, to be
Allah,
fair,
Allah.
everybody's kind of the reason why you're gonna get pitchforked by mobs. I mean, it started from the very first act. It wasn't just
didn't
you.
do a damn thing.
We were
Bungie's the
all
only-
very successful.
Honestly, I
I like.
think the bats almost destroying the tent was the thing that would concern the general populace more.
I literally just tripped. Like I have no fault. I just tripped and fell.
By the way, it wasn't my fault that the tent was burning, right? It was. It was. What did I do?
Your wind bats damaged the tent.
I see. Well, we got River there for a reason. I also wanted to give the audience a second to applause River. It was not given a. See, we got the best of the best.
We didn't get to do our bows.
It's true.
I hope we have the best PR team.
We got the best of the best River Gear for this reason, so we can do shit like this, knowing that the tent won't burn.
Okay, Rob, your turn.
Hi, I'm Snum, by the way. You can find me in every other week or whatever. This is the only streaming I do. Bye. Allah, Allah,
Okay,
I
Rob.
haven't learned that phrase in Turkish yet.
Oh God, or whatever that is. Yeah.
Oh.
Ask the last
Oh.
coffee bean. I'm sure he'd gladly to tell you what it means.
Yes, please, last coffee bean.
Hello, yes, I am Reward. Yeah, that was so fun to try and not have the tent fall down, and yeah, my goodness, I honestly, I kind of knew what I was signing up for when I was like, oh, I'll just be like the backstage special effects guy, and then it's just now dawned on me how much, how much I'm gonna have my hands in all this
Yes,
stuff.
you're gonna have to make sure everything works right.
Woo! Let's go. I feel like I should have higher stats for that, but that's fine. Anyway, I should have set myself up for more success, maybe. But hello. When I'm not everyone's favorite backstage frog, who of course is not seen by anyone. That is not my job. I am not someone who is in the spotlight ever. That is not. Why would I be in there? I am Robbie Rowling. You can find me as such on Twitch and Twitter. Actually, you can just find me there on Twitter nowadays. But if you want to see me doing more stuff, you should check out the Game Woven podcast. We're an actual play podcast that is building a world together as a group, one game at a time, linking different storytelling and world building games into one cohesive world. We got guests. We ran our first 3 different game systems kind of season. It's all up on wherever you catch your podcasts. We had some wonderful guests, 3 amazing new systems, and we just released a little like after season talk show. So come check us out at Game Woven on Twitter, and all of our links are there.
It's pretty cool. Check it out, everybody.
It's a little
I've
nifty.
listened to every episode so far myself, so keep doing the
maybe a
things.
little
Keep doing the things. And I am this guy right here. You can see my name right there, and I do the thing underneath my name. And I make games. I made the game we're playing, Aether and Steamworks. You all know that. If you've been a long-time audience member, I already brag about myself, so that's more than enough.
He literally doesn't, but
We will be playing these games bi-weekly, so our next episode of Cirque Noir will come 14 days from today. Exactly. That will be the 3rd of whatever month it is after this one. May. 3rd of May. That's our next game. We will be
it's
having...
gonna be May.
We'll be having our episode 1 of The Messengers next week on Friday the 28th. So make sure to be there to check that out as well. That one's a bit of a different vibe than this one, but we're still using the Aether and Steamworks game
Is it?
universe.
Is it gonna be?
Probably not. It'll probably be
Yeah.
exactly as chaotic as this. They'll be like, we're delivering letters, right? Let's burn the city down. That's what's going
More
to happen.
chaos.
Anyway.
Well, they're gonna say let's do this, and then they will end up. None of us tried to burn things down today.
It just happened.
It just
Naturally.
happens. It's just how it goes
I didn't
sometimes.
even
Sometimes
steal
you
from
burn a city
anyone.
down. It's fine.
Technically, I was supposed to make more money based off of a nat 20 roll, and I'm not seeing that anywhere.
Well, you had... Yeah, you would have
That's
increased the overall wealth received by the circus for your events. However, there have been some net negatives after your performance.
No. I
that-
fixed all that.
You
Therefore,
brought them back from super negative. That's where you brought them back from.
right. So we still made
They-
more money.
Could you imagine going to a
Because it
show
was
like
a
that?
nat
It would be
20.
the most enthralling.
This
Seriously.
nearly
Imagine
fell
if I
apart.
would
We
wanna-
almost
It would
all
be
died. It was amazing.
Taggy the
Fluffy.
Master here is written in the program. They know it's what they're going into.
And if I went to a circus that pantsed the president, that would be hilarious.
Oh my god, I would give so much money to them
Right?
Yes.
if I had
Come on
money.
now.
Also, we're punching up. Yeah, what the fuck?
Anyway,
Hi, David.
thank you all for coming in and watching. Hi, David. Hey, you showed up very late.
Oh, we love you anyway.
Well, we love
David,
you
bye,
anyway.
David.
Go watch David Tilstra. Check out all of his stuff out there and around as well, which is all very cool. His crew's pretty awesome.
We've got at least a couple audience members tonight that are in Messengers.
That's true.
It's
It's true.
We had the I can never remember Stratful.
Adromech. Yeah, that was
and
Strat.
we got Nora, so
Mhm.
Cosmic Crush.
Mm-hmm.
Who else is in
Kai
there?
was in there too.
Kai was in too?
Yeah, Kai was
Yeah,
in there.
I was
a little
watching.
bit.
The real Kai Roche.
The real Kai
The
Roche.
real one.
The one that,
Oh
you
my
know,
gosh.
don't
And of
even
course,
take...
we can't forget the biggest of bees.
And the biggest
The
of beasts, but
biggest
he's
of
not.
beasts,
it
He's
has
not
a
in
cameo.
messengers though. He's not in messengers. He's too
No.
cool
I
for our
still
crew.
miss
No,
him
but
and love
we
him.
just,
He
we just have
he
to
is
mention
running
him.
a one shot that Brendan Lee Mulligan will be on
Ooh.
of Roll20 of Critical Role fame. I was
I
just
don't know who
informed of
that
that
is, but I'm
today.
sure it's very cool.
You know him because he's on the.
Oh, yes.
He's the guy that's on that College Humor. You know, we keep watching
Yep.
those things where they are being
The improv
newscasters.
ones?
The improv newscaster.
Which one?
He's the red-haired
He's the
guy.
redhead.
Yeah.
He's the chaos redhead gremlin.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
What about
okay, I
Brendan
like
Mulligan?
him. Yeah,
Yeah.
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 That's
What about
pretty
him?
cool. He's gonna be on a show.
He's
with
gonna be on a
bees.
Bees one shot, which is gonna be a
Brennan!
charity
Oh,
event.
nice.
Brennan, yeah. He'll be
Thank
on.
you, David. I
he'll-
can't get out of this voice.
He'll be on a chaos or a chaos. He'll be on a charity one shot stream-a-thon thing, and we'll be running a game that will have him in it. So that's the news that I've heard. So that's so freaking awesome, and I look forward to witnessing that.
That is.
I'm also just the tiniest bit jealous. That's all. Just a little bit. Just the
Bees,
itty.
just make
I
sure
mean,
to remember that I'm
ittiest.
great at improv
I-
and newscasting. So
I don't usually watch the TTRPG streaming, even though I do this, but like Brendan Lee Mulligan is probably the only one I like have watched because it's fucking awesome.
Bees, all we're
Yes.
saying is make 7 more spots at your table.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Anyway, we are going. It is late in the evening, and it has been a day from hell at work, which is why I was so grateful to be here for this. But thank you again, everybody, and thanks for being awesome, and we will see you all next time. Have a good night.
bye.